Cumberland Valley got this set from North Carolina. They line up all spread out, trying to force McDevitt to cover all the eligible receivers. And if that doesn't work, they move into punt formation.
Little controversy about that in the Neshaminy game. Ooh, not a real good punt. Ball's going to take a McDevitt bounce and roll backwards behind the punt cover team. Corey Bischoff didn't quite hit that punt right. And McDevitt will start with great field position at 10:34 to go here.
As you look at the area, there's McDevitt's offense up on the screen.
Now Cedric Bowling may or may not start. I don't think he's going to get to start. I think Josh Martinko is going to step in there as Bowling's nursing a sprained ankle he got in last week's game. And there's that huge offensive line. They average 280 per man.
Cumberland Valley's coming out in a pro-eye set here. Straight handoff to the tailback.
Right to the money man, Jesse Pitt. And that is Pitt, P-I-T-T, not Pitts, as we've read.
That was a straight isolation play to the tailback, and here's Cumberland Valley's defense.
Dan Eberle, what a tough kid this guy is. Only 6'2", 210, plays like he's about 40, 50 pounds heavier. Jordan Mizak, pretty good player. Dan Lawler and Karsh now playing both ways.
Same offensive set here for McDevitt, pro-eye set.
Pitt gets himself about 5 on that pickup. We're down to 36. Pitt again. This time he runs right into the back of his offensive lineman, who was being pushed back by the defensive lineman, 72, Zach Schaefer. So no gain. As Pitt's got a head of steam and ran right into 2 linemen and went down.
Even though this is 3rd and 6, the ball's at the 37-yard line. So McDevitt, Coach Rector's going to have an early decision. If they don't get this first down, they may elect to go for it because it's in that little gray area where a punt's only going to get you maybe 10, 15 net yards.
Stone to Pitt again. Pitt cuts behind the blocking. Looks like he's got enough for a first down. He's awful close.
They gave it to Pitt over the guard 3 consecutive plays. This one was to the split side, away from the tight end, and they were able to pick up positive yardage. You got to be able to run to the split side against Cumberland Valley to be successful in many cases. 4th down and about a yard. As Pitt, they're going right to their big guy to see if they can move the defensive line back. You know you're going to see the ball on the ground. It's just a matter of whether they go left to right, and if they give it to the tailback, I would think they're going to get the fullback lead blocking, or they make quarterback sneak it.
And it looks like Stone's, he got into this, he got through the first push, went over left guard, and he gets the first down with the quarterback sneak. Marcus Stone, he is a huge kid, big, strong kid. I don't know, does Jeff Wechter now take a shot for the end zone here?
Well, I don't think he's going to put the ball in the air if he can keep getting positive yardage on the ground. Cumberland Valley's got to get their outside backers in the mix and really come up and tackle well. Same formation here, pro-eye.
You see the blocking right there. They got him the first down. 1st and 10 at the 29. McDevitt, early first quarter. Quick out to Golston. Makes the catch. He had a little trouble catching those passes last week against CD East.
This is what I talked about, Gordon, in the pregame. It's very important. Cumberland Valley, outside backer to the tight end side, was moved in over the tight end, trying to help with the run because McDevitt established the run. 1st and 10, they throw just a stop pass out here to a rising star, transfer from Scotland. Here you see it. And not only does he catch the ball, he gets positive yardage after the catch, and it puts him in a 2nd and 4 situation.
Stone under center. Now we got whistles.
Cumberland Valley had big splits to the right side, the tight end side there. It looked like they were going to run the tailback. The more you can split Cumberland Valley's defense out, the more successful you can be running the football. And something real wide splits there.
Something got thrown out on the field.
Coaching the offensive line this year for Bishop McDevitt, Steve Spoljaric, who was a great player for us in 95 and 96. He graduated from college, and now he's back trying to help out at his alma mater.
Of course, Coach Rimfel there with the wrap on his left knee. And the big, strong offensive line taking it to the defensive CV right now. Here comes Pitt again. Great filling the hole by the linebacker for Jordan Mizak. Inside linebacker for CV. Filled the hole, got at the ankles of Pitt, tripped him up.
But he's got to wrap up. He tripped him up, but there was extra 2 yards there by Pitt, which was able to enable them to pick up the first down.
First down. Crusaders, that's 2 now. They move inside the 20-yard line to the 18-yard line.
Now Cumberland Valley's showing a slot formation to the left.
Stone again to Pitt. Pitt's looking for the hole. He bounces outside to the left. 10, 5, 6-yard line. Jesse Pitt. And Coach Wechter's keeping it simple. Let's just go right at him and see if they can stop us and get the big tailback, run the football.
Gary Quigley, the defensive coordinator for Cumberland Valley, blitzed his outside backer there, number 36, Matt Lynch. When Lynch blitzed, he's got to be able to break down. As you see there, he overran the tailback. When you blitz, if it's a pass, you got to go to the quarterback. But if it's a running play, you have to break down and squeeze that hole and not create a natural running lane for the running back to run through.
Here we go. First and goal to 6. Here's Pitt, down to about the 4. You know it's coming, and yet you can't stop it.
McDevitt's doing a tremendous job of giving that ball to the tailback, fullback lead blocking. Line's just pushing Cumberland Valley's line around a little bit now, and I'm very impressed. Also, Cumberland Valley, we talked about them usually winning the special teams. The punt was terrible, and Cumberland Valley got the ball. McDevitt got the ball inside the 50-yard line for their initial possession.
Here we go. First, second, and goal to 4. Stone under center. Ooh, big hole. Touchdown. Crusaders. Jesse Pitt, 4 yards out. And the Crusaders draw first blood in this big showdown at 2 mid-pen powers. 6:21 to go here in the first quarter. Crusaders had the short field after the poor punt by Bischoff, and they took it right down the chute.
Cumberland Valley blitzed their inside linebackers, but they got picked off and didn't make a play. And when you run off tackle, if those inside backers blitz through the A gaps and the lineman can pick them off, you got some serious running lanes. And that's what Crusaders did there.
Pedro Moore for the extra point. It's a low one, but it's a good one. 7-0. McDevitt from over top of Cumberland Valley. And that was our way better banking, Waypoint extra point. Way better banking, only from Waypoint. Prime time, Saturday Night Football, special Saturday Aim edition returns after this.
With 0% financing and an LB Smith deal on new Explorers, they're here today but sold tomorrow. Taurus, Windstar, and Focus, 0% financing and an LB Smith deal. Going, gone. It's the disappearance clearance on almost every 2002 with 0% financing. The huge selection of quality used vehicles has to vanish too. Nobody walks away from an LB Smith deal. LB Smith Ford, the largest retailer of Ford cars and trucks in the Harrisburg area.
Log on at PASportsFever.com, Pennsylvania's premier source for high school football information. PASportsFever.com gets more than 1.1 million page views per month. Check out PASportsFever.com and get into our exclusive menu of webcast options featuring the top high school games from across the Keystone State. PASportsFever.com features top matchups and recruiting news year-round. PASportsFever.com, a true Pennsylvania tradition and recognized as the Bible of high school sports in Pennsylvania. The Friendship Community Center in Lower Paxton Township features 59,000 square feet of fun for the entire family. Our Olympic-sized pool and state-of-the-art fitness center features free weight equipment and a cardiovascular workout. Our natatorium also features a water slide, therapy pool, spa, and sun deck. The Friendship Community Center in Lower Paxton Township, 5000 Commons Drive, right off Route 22. Come and visit us today. The Friendship Community Center, proud to support high school athletics. Westhafer Construction, proud sponsor of primetime Saturday Night Football. Westhafer Construction, we handle your project with pride from start to finish. There is no job too small or too large. Westhafer Construction, proud supporter of area athletic programs.
And the kickoff by Pedro Mora, and it goes out of bounds at the 21-yard line. Prime time, Saturday Night Football, special Saturday Aim edition. I'm Gordon Blaine from PASportsFever.com, joined by Coach Ford Chapman. And, Coach, here's what the TV looked like, and there's some big-time blocking on this offensive line.
There it is. We talked about it. They blitzed through the A gaps, and the linebackers were unable to make the play, and Pitts went almost untouched into the end zone.
Well, Coach, you talk about linebackers blitzing gaps. It sounds, I think, to the viewer at home that possibly Cumberland Valley is doing some desperation things just to try to deal with the blocking.
Well, and when you're blitzing like that, if inside backers blitz when I say the A gap, that's between the center and the guards. When you do that, you can get picked off very easily. If you get through, you can make a killer play and possibly cause a turnover. Here, right. Cumberland Valley's coming out in a double tight set again with a flanker.
The ball's moved to the 35-yard line and the ball going out of bounds. They took the option to move to the 35. Bischoff to Big Dan Lawler. Not a lot of running room there.
This is exactly how Tim Rimful attacked McCaskey in last year's district final. McCaskey had a lot of skill guys, as does McDevitt. And he came out in a double tight set. to try to, that's more gaps that the defense has to cover, and it limits your ability to use your speed and your effectiveness on the corners. And here you see it, Lawler's trying to keep his feet driving, but he's only picking up 2-3 yards. We talked about as a key in our pregame talk. McDevitt, if they can limit the fullback's carries, it can make for some big plays. Look for them to shift out of this set. There they go.
Big Quincy Rain, he's tough to move, and that time he got right in the way of 2 blockers.
Look for Buck sweep to slot here. There it is.
And a handoff. Brett Bayshore, a sophomore, getting the handoff there for CV.
We say Buck sweep. That's a fake to the fullback one way, give to the halfback the other way. Here you see it, and the guards, both guards pulled around the end, as you see, 66 and 60, and neither guy got a great block, and here came Vince Beamer up and made a great tackle. Now it's 3rd and 6, a place Cumberland Valley doesn't want to be. They want to be in 3rd and short.
3rd and 6 for the Eagles.
Look for Waggle past the tight.
Gonna run a little fake handoff, and Bischoff trying to get outside, and guess who brought the big hit from the safety spot? Division I talent, Vince Beamer.
That was a belly option. The quarterback faked the handoff to the fullback, had the opportunity to run or pitch. He decided to run, and there was McDevitt's defense there for the cause. McDevitt's looking very, very good right now early in this football game.
Well, I'm
both sides
impressed.
of the ball.
As you see on the replay, I'm impressed with their defensive quickness, how people get outside on the flank very quickly and go up and make a play. Now let's see if Bischoff can get a better punt off. Standing back about his 26. It's a little low liner. Going to take a hop about the 37. Picked up on the bounce by Pitt. Looking for room. Bounces out to the side and gets tripped up by Rendell Thomas. And oh my, if he gets out of that one, who knows? But Jesse Pitt is really, really feeling pretty good right now. And they're going to get the ball in his hands any way they can. He put him back there returning punts.
This looks like a very young Cumberland Valley football team, a team that's going to get better week by week. But right now, I'm not sure if they're up to the task to take on a veteran, very physical and yet very quick McDevitt offensive team. And McDevitt's defense is really up to the task so far.
Great crowd. McDevitt has a lot of great talent on his team, and they were 2-8 last year. They've lost 4 straight times to CV. There's a lot of playing into this game for the Crusaders. 4:26 to go, first quarter. Stone's going to throw a slant. It's batted down, but looks like by Randall Thomas. Big Randall Thomas, 6'3", 215-pound defensive end, a senior for the Cumberland Valley Eagles.
Nice idea throwing on 1st and 10. 3-step drop. Stone open to his left, even though he was throwing, as he was throwing to his left, he's a right-handed quarterback. Some quarterbacks like to open the side that they're throwing. Some like to open up straight back. Most open up right to the right and take a 3-step drop and throw on rhythm.
2nd down and 10 on the 37-yard line for the Crusaders, up 7-0. Here goes Pitt. Pitt steps away from the tackle, gets in the secondary.
Big block by number 7, Vince Beamer.
He's tripped up there by the safety coming up for Cumberland Valley, Brian Scott. A lot of new names now stepping into this line of defense and offense for the Eagles early on here.
This was a play you see a lot of colleges run. They send the fullback one way and give to the tailback the opposite way on a straight handoff because linebackers, inside backers, key that fullback so much, they go with his flow.
Beamer actually threw the block there, and Pitt just lost his footing, or it's maybe off to the races. 3rd down. Pitt again, off the tackle, left side, 1st down, Crusaders. And they're just blowing people off the line of scrimmage right now. This is what they did against State College. This is what they did against CD East, and they're doing it against a pretty big-time team, Cumberland Valley.
Well, Cumberland Valley's outside backers are not able to get in the mix here. As you see the replay, the ball's going up inside, and the defensive end makes the tackle, but he's got to squeeze. And when you do squeeze, you got to be careful of a running back like Pitt bouncing it outside. Here's a formation with no tight end, a slot right, and an open to the left side with eye backs.
Stone's going to throw. Looks like a screen. They're getting good pressure, and it's incomplete.
Stone did a great job there of getting rid of the football and avoiding the sack, throwing it away. There was a receiver there in the area.
Great pressure by CV. The linebackers really chased well, but he had Dawson over here, and that's why he didn't get the intentional grounding.
That was an ISO fake. There you see it. Stone works outside, gets pressure right away, and gets rid of the football.
Looked like it was Matt Lynch that got to him at his feet. But he's so big, you're going to have to do more than just grab him.
There you see Coach Wechter in his 5th season trying to beat Cumberland Valley for the first time, and it looks like he's off to a great start at accomplishing that goal.
3:18 to go, first quarter.
Crusaders roll out to the left or a toss to the left here.
Crusaders on the lead.
Toss.
And that's great defense. The blocking got downfield. but the linebackers got behind it. Josh Oswalt, the only returning starter on this defensive unit, making a big-time play for Cumberland Valley. And just when things look a little bleak for the Eagles, they get some big defensive plays. I think that's the first time I've seen Jesse Pitt drop for a loss in about 3 weeks.
Well, Cumberland Valley didn't get to corner. Cumberland Valley did a great job of not letting McDevitt get to corner. On that play, you want to try to block the end and outside backer down and get Pitt on the corner, but they weren't able to do that.
And that's a nature of high school football fields. You can see that pole in your screen. It's just the way it is.
Three-step drop, quick hitch to Beamer.
Uh-oh, big room here to run. And he's down at the 30.
Interesting call. It was 3rd and 15. They went with just a quick hitch. And Cumberland Valley did not. Usually, Cumberland Valley's outside backers and corners do a great job of tackling. As you see in this replay, they're dropping back deeper because they think they're going to get a deeper route, and they're not coming up and making the play quickly enough. Beamer does a great job with the run after the catch, and it's a first down, move the chains again for Bishop McDevitt.
Well, they're going to like that matchup with Beamer against any of these defensive secondary people for CV. Big, strong kid who can run. One tackle there, he's into the end zone. 1st and 10, Crusaders at the CV 30. 2:14 to go, first quarter, up 7, looking for more. Here's Pitt, through the holes, makes a great cut at the 20, 15, fumbled the ball, picked it up on the bounce, touchdown! Bishop McDevitt's Jesse Pitt. He played a little basketball with it on the 4-yard line.
That was beautiful, very athletic play. Cumberland Valley's inside backers and their 2 defensive tackles are not up to the task yet. Those 4 inside guys at stopping McDevitt's power running game. And here you see it. The backers are getting blocked. Center picks up one, fullback picks up the other. And if you do that, tailback like Jesse Pitt, he's going to have a lot of running room. He's got to keep that ball tucked when he gets close to the goal line. But aside from that, great play.
And the kick, an extra point by Moore, is blocked. 13-0 McDevitt, shocking CV early here on Prime Time Saturday Night Football, the Saturday AM edition.
With 0% financing and an LB Smith deal on new Explorers, they're here today but sold tomorrow. Taurus, Windstar, and Focus, 0% financing and an LB Smith deal. Going, gone. It's the disappearance clearance on almost every 2002 with 0% financing. The huge selection of quality used vehicles has to vanish too. Nobody walks away from an LB Smith deal. LB Smith Ford, the largest retailer of Ford cars and trucks in the Harrisburg area.
While others talk, Mark McNaughton delivers. Mark McNaughton has worked to cut taxes by over $3 billion. Since Mark McNaughton has been elected, prescription drug assistance for seniors has increased over $140 million. And instead of pocketing the 1995 pay raise, Mark McNaughton put that money into a scholarship fund. Over $50,000 has gone to deserving students. While others talk, Mark McNaughton delivers. Mark McNaughton, working hard for us.
We would like to thank the Harrisburg, Camp Hill, Gettysburg, and York offices of Prudential Financial and their affiliated agents. Prudential Financial, proud to sponsor the 2002 Primetime Saturday Night Football Scholarship Fund here on WOYH Channel 15.
Bishop McDevitt Field here in Harrisburg. First quarter of special Saturday morning edition of Primetime Saturday Night Football here at WOYH TV. 2:05 to go first quarter, and it's been all Bishop McDevitt Crusaders and, of course, that big tailback, Jesse Pitt.
Great play there by Pitt getting in the end zone. He has a nose for that end zone, but most importantly, he's getting some rugged yards right now. He's not taking things outside the hashes. He's doing everything inside the tackles, and he's doing a great job of it.
All right, here's Mora, who just joined the team, a sophomore, this week. And he looks like he's got a pretty good foot because McDevitt was really struggling with the kicking game. Even though he had that one blocked, he has a pretty good foot. Saw him in practice. He can really reach the end zone. Deep for CV is Wilhelm and Ryan Taylor. Taylor's going to, Wilhelm at the 7. Looking to the right side. Got some room over there.
They tried to set up a wall to the right-hand side on the kick return.
Let's look at the touchdown for.
Okay, on this replay, watch the center block the right backer, watch the fullback pick up the left backer. The tackles are getting turned out, and if the guards can turn the tackles out, and Pitt makes the safety miss, and he's off to the races.
And he runs through that tackle there at the 5 and then picks up the dribble and goes to the basket for a 6-point play.
Straight ahead tailback blast play.
All right, 1:57 to go, first quarter. It's 13-0 Crusaders, and CV's got to get the ball moving down the field. Bischoff on a fade pattern. Great catch by Heisler.
And a pass interference to boot. They're going to take the play because it's more than 15 yards. Cumberland Valley, first down, 3-step drop, fade route down the left sideline.
Great catch by Bubba Heisler. And we want to thank our sponsors. Verizon Wireless providing us all of our cell phone services. We couldn't do it without Verizon. Great people. Toyota, of course, the Toyota Penn State Report at halftime. Got a great interview with Sean Lee. Always Toyota with us. Of course, I want to thank my wife, Susanna Blaine, publisher of Sports Fever magazine, PASportsFever.com. Prudential Financial, a big part. One of our presenting sponsors of Primetime Saturday Night Football. And, of course, another presenting sponsor, Saturn, the Central Pennsylvania retailers. There's Sean Lee. We talked to him. Great stuff about Penn State and the big game tonight with Nebraska. You're going to want to hear
great defensive back at Harrisburg High School in Penn State.
Ball just over the 50 with 1:38 to go. Nothing there on the counter. And that's the quickness. It's tough to run counters against quick defenses if they stay home.
Well, you could run counters if you're establishing the fullback. Cumberland Valley has yet to establish the fullback. He's getting 2-3 yards a carry. You start getting Lawler in there getting 4, 5, 6, 7 yards a carry like he did last year, and then those counter plays open up. But Tim Rimpfel can't just keep running the fullback and punting the football. They're down 13-0.
I was going to ask you, how does Coach Rimpfel feel about having to open up the offense? I know he's a guy who likes to control the ball. 2nd and 12 at our own 48, the Eagles. Bischoff play action. And he's got a man out there, completed. Looks like it's going to be just short of a first down. And that was Anwar Curtis. Or rather, I'm sorry, Chad Milligan. My bad. Chad Milligan, of course.
They fake the buck sweep to the left. As you see right here, both guards pull to the right. Quarterback's going to throw. Fullback goes in the right flat. The outside receiver, the split end, he runs a comeback. And it's very difficult to get under that comeback as an outside linebacker to that side, and the corner just came up and made the tackle.
Third down now and short, 3rd and 3. And the give is to Lawler. He's going to try to muscle his way there, and he may have gotten there. I don't know. He's going to be real close here in the final 20 seconds of the first quarter.
That was a lead belly to the slot side. A lead back was blocking. They give the ball to the fullback, and he tries to chew up the yardage, but he didn't get it.
Josh Stefanik, who's doing a great job at center on offense, got over there to make the defensive play as well. And it looks like that's going to be the end of the first quarter. And there it is. There's a real quick replay for Dan Lawler. Stefanik got right on him and then waited for help. Good game tackling by the Crusaders. 1 quarter in the books. CV is struggling to get into this. McDevitt on top, 13-0 on this special Saturday morning edition of Primetime Saturday Night Football.
Welcome to Harrisburg's award-winning 4 Points by Sheraton. Whether you're planning your next business meeting, social gathering, or wedding, let our professional, experienced staff ensure your special day is just perfect. Enjoy a delicious meal, your favorite beverage, or entertain your out-of-town guests at the Atrium Restaurant and Lounge. Swim, work out, eat, drink, or merely relax. There's something for everyone at the 4 Points by Sheraton in Harrisburg, just off the Union Deposit exit of I-83.
Get 0% APR financing for 5 years on all 2002 Saturn L Series. For restrictions, see your Saturn retailer.
PA.net, proud to support Primetime Saturday Night Football. Call 975-9000 and ask about DSL, ISDN, website development, website hosting, and server co-location. For more information, log on at www.pa.net.
All right, second quarter getting ready to get going here. McDevitt all over that first quarter. Jesse Pitt, 11 carries, 74 yards, 2 touchdowns, and CV now 4th and about a yard, and they're going to go for it at the McDevitt 41 for
full house backfield. Look for him to snap the ball out of this set, giving the ball to Lawler, left or right.
This will be mano a mano right here, and Bischoff keeps it right behind Eberle, who plows his way for it. First down, CV. That's a big first down for CV to get back in this football game.
Out of that formation, there's one guy that's missing from last year, Gordon, and I'm sure you remember who he is because he lit up Hershey Park Stadium against Bethlehem Catholic. A transfer from Ohio. He did a tremendous job, and he's not there anymore, obviously, and Lawler's got to carry the load.
Which he can aptly do. That was Rich talking about Regis Perry. What a big old tank he was. He
unbalanced really line to the left. Unbalanced line. Look for the buck sweep. There it is.
And they're going to get Ryan Taylor, the senior halfback, for kind of flinching there for illegal procedure. Not the kind of mistake you see from a CV football team.
Now they lined up with a tight end and a split end to the same side and a wing over that way to the left. There it is. And they're looking to outnumber you at the point of attack and hoping that McDevitt does not adjust accordingly. He tried to run the buck sweep, but the play was blown dead for illegal procedure. Cumberland Valley cannot put themselves in 1st and 15. And it's going to hurt them throughout the football game.
Always takes cheerleaders to get the job done in the football stadium. That was the McDevitt cheerleaders. 1st and 15.
Fullback trap.
Quick handoff to Dwaller. He gets to about the 39, and so far Danny hasn't been able to get sprung yet. Obviously, McDevitt's going to do their best to get that fullback in this. And as you said, the fullback sets up the plays in the wing team.
Absolutely. Now, when I say fullback trap, that's a difference from a belly, because in a fullback trap, you're pulling a guard like Franco Harris. There you see it. Used to do so well for the Steelers back in the 70s. And a lot of times a defensive tackle gets too far upfield, you get a big gainer.
Jed Baker has stepped in there for Cedric Bowling at that right defensive end, and they haven't missed a beat up front.
Belly pass.
And it looked like he was looking for Bubba Heisler, who made that great catch right before the end of the quarter out here at midfield. And it looks like he got behind the defensive back for McDevitt, Ryan Williams, but
Heisler ran a little slant corner here. They're faking the belly pass. There it is, and he's going to go deep to number 10 on the slant corner, but it's a little bit overthrown. Two got his hands out a little bit and got a little bit of a grab. The Cumberland Valley was complaining on their sidelines, but there was no call. Not enough. There was just a little incidental contact. Here's the key. That was 2nd and 13, not 2nd and 6. It's tough to run play-action pass when it's second and long.
But that's pretty much the passing game in the wing team. Now they go to the shotgun.
Double slot set. Look for the middle screen here to Lawler. We're getting him out of the backfield, down the middle.
And he's hit as he throws it, almost intercepted. And he got hit by Baker, and he had pressure from Quincy Rain.
Well, you're going to get pressure, Gordon, when you have a double slot set. You release 4 receivers and a fullback. They release 5 guys there, only have 5 guys to block.
That's not CV's game right there, to go to shotgun spread the field.
But you got to do it on 3rd and 13 because everything else is not working right now. Here Cumberland Valley's lined up in punt formation. There you see it. They're trying to get the fullback as he got jammed going down the middle. Martinko did a great job picking up the fullback and jamming him in his pass route.
Although he did break free there, but he didn't have enough time. Here comes Baker. Here comes Aviles. And that's Uriah Aviles. Here's the snap. Bischoff about his 50. Oh, he hit another punt. He's struggling. Ball hits about the 23, down right there by Jack Wilhelm. We'll take a break. Second quarter, 10:21 to go. McDevitt on top, 13-0. Prime time. Saturday night football special AM edition continues after this.
Hi, folks. Charlie and Thorndike for Forbes Chevrolet and Forbes One Price Used Vehicles in Camp Hill. It's football season, and we want to score 6 points for you with our outstanding lineup of new vehicles, used vehicles, price, selection, location, and world-class service. So before you get sacked by the competition, touchdown at Forbes Chevrolet for your 6 points.
Hey, you're in Forbes country, Forbes Chevrolet country.
Since college.
Yeah, he must have had a good bank.
He had a way better bank.
Waypoint Bank. Look for us. We'll get.
We're back here at McDevitt Field. We missed 2 plays there, but I can recap it for you quickly. The first one was a quick hitch, stop pass out to the rising star, number 1, Goldston, and it was picked up very well by Cumberland Valley. They tackled him on the spot. Second down was a quick running play to Pitt. Got about 2 yards. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 8 for the Crusaders on their own 25-yard line.
So far, the first two plays of this defensive series, CV looks like they're on top of it right now. We've got 9:13 to go to halftime. McDevitt with a 13-0 lead. And they put Stone in the shotgun for.
Cumberland Valley is not sure where to line up here. They're overloaded to the slot side.
And Stone's going to keep it. He's going to rumble down the field. He's like a big fullback. He's to the 47, first down. Bishop McDevitt, they go to the shotgun, and the big fella rumbles for a first down. A big play on third down by Marcus Stone, who's bound for North Carolina State.
Cumberland Valley's one of their outside guys, Jack Wilhelm, was lined up what looked like to be to the wrong side, either here or another guy. They weren't sure where to line up. They had too many guys to the slot side. Great call here. Getting Stone, faking the handoff, Clemson or Northwestern style, if you remember from last year, early this year, and he got up in the play. Tremendous play. Big first down and a third down conversion.
Yeah, Bubba Heisler came up to make the tackle. First and 10, Crusaders on their 47. Now they go to the tailback Pitt into the secondary, and there's a flag. Looks like we might have a hold there, Coach.
Nice job, though, running the stretch play. They've been going up the middle a lot. They loaded the fullback to the tight end side, gave the ball in the backfield deep to Pitts, and allowed him to use his athleticism to either break it wide to the left or get up in that tackle tight end gap. And he got up in the C gap and did a great job, but we have a holding call.
Here
it is. They give the ball deep to Pitts. He can go outside there. He cuts up inside because the fullback kicks out the outside backer, and a big run right there. But it's all for naught. It's going to be first and long here for the Crusaders. They have to eliminate penalties.
There's Coach Wechter giving instructions to Marcus Stone. So far, they've really got the right game plan, using the personnel the way they ought to be used. They're big and strong up front. They got a big tailback, big quarterback, get the ball in his hands, make something happen. I get the feeling, though, that Coach Wechter's just itching to spring Golston or Beamer deep on a fly pattern with that big arm quarterback, and now first and 19.
They can hit that tight end, a little seam here. There it is, tight end seam off the fake fullback. It was open.
Wow, right through the hands of the tight end, who was right there.
Brings up second and 20.
Number 82 for McDevitt. And there's a good opportune example. Number 1, Golston lined up real wide, almost on the sidelines, trying to spread out the corner. And you could almost see that they were going to try to sneak that tight end down the seam.
That was Kevin.
Almost a completion.
That was the sophomore Kevin Blackwell, who Coach Wechter's very high on, says very athletic, can turn into a big-time pass catcher at the tight end spot. Second down and 19.
Quick hitch.
Beamer's going to turn it into something. He's got running room. He's got great speed. He's got a first down at the CV 31. A simple pitch pass. When you got a great talent like that, he's got one guy to beat. It's going to be very tackleable.
That looked like a guy from McDevitt that wore number 9 back in '95 for Kai Nelson. You see him run the hitch. He gets the ball, and then watch him make these two guys miss with a quick move. Juke right up through both of them. Beautiful play. Cumberland Valley just does not have the experience right now on defense to make those kind of plays.
Or you got to give a guy separation like that. You almost have to, but then that gives him room to make a move on you, and then you got trouble.
Absolutely.
They got a first down and 10 at the 30-yard line of CV. 7:40 to go to halftime. Knocking on the door with a 13-0 lead. This is the little fullback, Dawson. And he gets about 3-4 yards. A little guy, but he's a tough little guy. Those Dawson brothers are tough kids.
They sure are. That was a little split back dive. And trying to spread them with no tight end. 3 wide receivers in the game. And there you see it. Right there, pulling the guard. Dive trap. The guard actually had nobody to block there. And it sprung open a little bit. Got him 5 yards. That's all you need.
Did you see the replay where Pitt put his arms up like he was
making a quick pitch there?
Great Hosanna.
Little fake quick pitch.
Does that work? Does that fake anybody
Absolutely.
up?
Look for the tailback ISO here. We're going to keep running that ball at CV's the teeth of the defense. There it is.
And here's Pitt. Big room. Got a chance to score. He's at the 5. Touchdown, Jesse Pitt. And the Crusaders are blowing it open. They're up 19-0. 6:56 to go. You get Pitt into the secondary, and they're just owning the offensive line right now. They're winning the war in the trenches by a large margin.
Absolutely. This McDevitt team looks very strong, both running and passing the ball. And the most important thing, this is not near the Cumberland Valley football team we've seen in recent years. They just don't have the manpower. They have too much inexperience to stand up to a tremendously veteran and experienced bunch of Crusaders.
Well, they learned their lessons the hard way last year, going 2-8.
They're going to go for 2 here because of the blocked extra point on the last conversion.
Stone under center, going for 2. Little fade to Beamer. Oh, a big time catch and a pass. He was covered by Wilhelm. It didn't, or rather, Yes, like Ryan Taylor, it didn't matter. When you got a big player like Beamer, it's an easy 2-pointers. McDevitt now on top, 21-0 here on this special edition. And here's the replay. As we go to break, here's the fade pattern.
Great rhythm pass. Great rhythm pass by Stone, right on the money.
21-0 McDevitt here in the second quarter on this special edition of Prime Time Saturday Night Football.
Fitness, weight loss, good health. Everybody knows these things are important.
At Woody's Workout Club, we can offer you the results you're looking for in a clean, comfortable environment. We offer professional training staff to encourage you and help you get results. A wide variety of group fitness classes, yoga, core training, and many more. Plus children's and youth fitness classes and free childcare for members. We can develop a plan for you no matter what your age or fitness level. Isn't it time you joined our growing fitness family? Woody's Workout, where we have a workout for everybody.
It's been a great year for new Toyotas, starting with the all-new Camry, then an all-new Corolla, a completely new Matrix, and now it's time for great year-end savings, like zero APR financing on hundreds of 2002 Toyotas. Save with zero APR financing on 7-passenger Siennas. Save on luxurious full-size Avalons. Save on sporty Solara Coupes and economical Echos. Interest-free zero APR financing. It's a great ending to a great Toyota year. Don't miss it.
The best way to get anywhere from where you are is a Capital Trailways bus. Capital Trailways runs regularly scheduled service from Washington to Syracuse and into Reading, Philadelphia, and New York City, stopping at nearly all points in between. Call 233-7673. The best way to get anywhere.
We're back at McDevitt Field, and we have a lopsided football game thus far, completely one-sided by the McDevitt Crusaders, who are really taking it on and taking it to the Cumberland Valley defense. McDevitt's offense is on all cylinders right now, mixing up run and pass tremendously. Jeff Wechter's calling a whale of a game thus far, and they're really, really keeping Cumberland Valley on their heels defensively.
All right, Wilhelm and Taylor are back around the goal line. Pedro Moore hits it a low liner, and it hops about the 15. Wilhelm there. Taylor, he's got running room left side. He's out to about the 50-yard line, brought down by Josh Martinko, but right back comes CV. They need a big return, and they got it.
Here's the touchdown. Straight ahead ISO. Fullback gets the play side backer again. There goes Pitts, virtually untouched into the end zone. He makes a great cut right here. Speed is a very important factor here. We mentioned Cumberland Valley does not have the team speed they had last year. Here's the kickoff return. Go ahead, Gordon.
Well, it hit short, and they didn't handle it, but then they got some room to run. Usually you get that delay, and the defenders come down through. You get through that first wave, and you got yourself some running room. And CV sets up 1st and 10 on the 50. Bischoff's looking down deep. He's got a man out here. He overthrows him.
That was a double wing. Home motion by the right wing. They went waggle pass. And the tight end, they're trying to get the tight end back behind the defensive secondary, and it worked. But the ball was a little bit underthrown. There's Jesse Pitt, who's having a whale of a first 3 football games.
Jesse Pitt with 13 carries, 101 yards, 3 touchdowns. Pretty awesome first half for Jesse Pitt.
You know, you have the whole history of the Cumberland Valley McDevitt series, and after this play, I want to give you a little bit of deja vu here, if you will.
Well, I had that taken care of by our historian Don Black because I knew I'd have to go toe-to-toe with you. You have it in your head. 2nd and 10 for CV at the 50. They're throwing again. They got pressure, but Bischoff cuts up the middle, and he's tripped up right there. It looks like it was Uriah Aviles and Mike Dawson.
Back in 1985, McDevitt had the great trio running backs, Sean Borowski, Ricky Waters, and Jimmy Bryant. Cumberland Valley came in here undefeated, and McDevitt went up 21-0 very quickly. Cumberland Valley then put a drive together, went the length of the field and scored, going the same direction, actually, on the same field. Here they're motion to trips. On this replay, they're trying to throw to the trips. Nobody's open. Bischoff keeps it. Another big 3rd and 7 play for the Eagles.
47-yard line, 6:04 to go here to halftime. CV trying to get something going offensively. Pressure from Baker, and they swarm over Bischoff. 4 or 5 guys there. Aviles, Jed Baker.
Back to what I was saying, Gordon. Cumberland Valley responded and went down and scored. You go down 21-7. They kicked off, and a guy wearing number 12 that was a junior, Ricky Waters, went untouched. And that was basically the game 28-7 right off the rip. And it was a 49-14 final.
Here's the punt. Bischoff's, it's been an adventure. He's hit 2 off the side of his foot. But look at Baker. In for Cedric Bowling, who now is also on the football
field. Throw the ball
well.
deep left. They got a guy wide open on Cumberland Valley sidelines. He doesn't see him.
Low and deep. He's got a man out here. Oh, almost it's a great catch.
Interference.
They're going to call interference.
Let me tell you what they do here, Gordon.
The official on the other side of the field threw the flag. Jack Wilhelm got down there. He was being covered by Mark Accorsi, and they're going to throw the flag for the interference.
They line many players up on both sides. Some are eligible, some are not. And you'll see it here. He had the guy down the left sidelines. He didn't see him. The guy to the left sidelines actually didn't take off, so he threw it to the right sidelines. They're forcing McDevitt to cover all eligible receivers, and if they don't, they're going to snap the ball and make the play. Cumberland Valley's receivers on the left side were not ready when the ball was snapped.
We got offsetting penalties, a lineman downfield along with the interference, so McDevitt catches a break there, and Seating didn't get a break.
So they're going to have to punt it away now.
Those lineman downfield penalties are just really tough ones to tolerate. And you know, you can't blame your linemen most of the time.
No.
They're just out there working hard in the trenches.
Back in 1999, Cumberland Valley ran that same play going the same direction for a huge first down against McDevitt.
Well, there's Coach Rinfel. I don't think he likes the call. Now Bischoff's going to punt. The element of surprise gone. Taken there by Tommy Dunn at the 10. Got some room. Thomas Dunn.
Thomas Dunn made a nice catch through the air and got the ball back. He made the catch inside the 15-yard line, got way out to the 26. McDevitt, the other thing Cumberland Valley does is field position, and they're not winning the field position battle right now.
Let's thank our sponsors. Harrisburg Copiers. I thank all the folks there. They've been great over the years for Sports Fever. Lebanon Valley College.
The Dutch
U.S. Army Athlete of the Week at PASportsFever.com. Check it out each week. Jesse Pitt was our Athlete of the Week. Paul Mattis has been a great supporter, not only of what we do, but also CV Sports, Oklahoma State, and of course, Wechter Video Productions. Get your team videos with Wechter Video. Here's Stone on play action. He's rushed, and he tries to get back to the line of scrimmage, and I think he did. Looked like he may have gotten 2 yards, 3 yards. He did. So he made something out of nothing there.
That play was that same fullback running play to Dawson, that little trap, but they faked the trap this time. They tried to get Jesse Pitts out of the backfield. Remember you said he faked the quick pitch last time, Gordon? Here they're faking it. Instead of faking the quick pitch, he's going right up the seam there. Great job by Stone not to force the football. You don't want to get a turnover here when you're up 21-0. He tucked it away and got positive yardage and still picked up 4 yards.
Well, he obviously didn't have his receiver open. 4:31 to go to halftime. McDevitt sitting on a 21-0 lead on their own 27. Here's Pitt in the secondary. He's rumbling. He's to the 5th. You won't get him here. It's going to be difficult to catch him. He's at the 30, and he fumbles the football. Oh, who got his hand on the football?
Cumberland Valley recovered the fumble.
Chad Milligan put his hand on the ball. It looks like it's going to be recovered by CV. Who knows, though? CV says they have it. Wow, what a turnover. Pitt was going in for a touchdown, and Chad Milligan, it looked like. We'll have to see the replay, but it looks like Milligan got his hand on the ball and punched it right out of his hands.
Rather than just sprint to the end zone, Pitt made a real nice cut back to the left. If he misses, makes that guy miss, he's going to score.
Looks like Josh Oswald recovered it for Cumberland Valley. Here we go. Big time running room for Pitt.
Right here, he cuts back to his left at about 5 yards from here. He's going to make about 15 yards from here. He's going to make a left cut right here. And the ball's tucked away pretty securely. And there, the helmet went right on the football. Right on the football.
Got to give Milligan a lot of credit for pursuing that play. Here's the pitch to Lawler, trying to get him wide, and he's run down out there. Great defense by Vince Beamer. That's why he's a Division I recruit. He took on that big fullback and handled it. You know, he took on big Jonathan Stuper, the All-American tight end from State College, shut him down to 1 catch, 10 yards.
Cumberland Valley's going to have a tough time. They're Ripple's trying to go into some different things aside from the wing tee. He went to a bunch trip set and tried to quick pitch, not to a speed back, but to a physical guy, Lawler. He just couldn't get the corner.
Second and 11 with 3:40 to go to halftime. 21-0 after the big play.
Counter crisscross, double handoff.
Fumble, recovered by McDevitt, and now CV turns it around. CV turns it back over. Brett Bayshore couldn't handle the reverse handoff inside, and it looks like it was Uriah Aviles that got the recovery.
On that play, you have a running back getting a ball, and then he's going to hand off to another running back on an inside play called the counter crisscross. That's the wing tee terminology of that. And the handoff from one running back to the other, which was the second handoff of the play, just did not work. It was not a great exchange. Ball was dropped. Here you see it.
Here's the handoff in the backfield. He just didn't get the handle. Let's see who jumped on it for McDevitt. Didn't see that. I think it was Aviles who recovered.
Look for a tailback.
No, it wasn't Aviles.
Look for Pitts running tight over the left side.
Jed Baker recovered that fumble. 1st and 10, McDevitt. Now to Pitt. He jumps outside behind the tackle. Oh, and now another penalty. Another penalty flag throw right at the feet of big C.J. Gruber, the big 6'5", 300-pound offensive lineman.
I'm just so impressed with McDevitt's execution. Aside from these 2 holding penalties, they're just very crisp, they're sharp, and they're just playing great physical, hard-nosed Mid-Penn Commonwealth Division football. Something that Cumberland Valley has been known for over the years.
And Pitt gets into the secondary pretty quickly, but a holding call now on McDevitt. They were playing pretty good football, perfect football here until these last couple mistakes, but yeah, that's to be expected in a big high school football game.
The mistakes have not hurt them yet. That's the most important thing, Gordon. Last time they got a holding penalty, they got the first down on a great hitch play.
They score here for, I think it makes it pretty much impossible for CV in the second half. Play action, Stone to throw, almost picked off. Great defense by CV. Just when you think they're down and out, here comes Eagles. Brian Scott, a junior and now playing linebacker, outside linebacker, got his hands on that, almost picked it off.
That goes to show you the strength of the arm of Marcus Stone. Fake to the tailback, Beamer ran a 15-yard comeback, and that ball was put right there, and almost was a catch.
3:16 to go to halftime, 21-0. Fish McDevitt.
Double slot formation, no tight end.
2nd and 24.
They may go 4 vertical here. All 4 guys go straight down the field.
Faked it up, Pitt. Down and out here. Thomas Dunn, nice catch. Drags a tackler down to about the 17-yard line.
That was the curl flat route to both sides. The outside guys run curls. Inside guys go to the flat. The key about that, it's a long flat throw when you wait late like that, but Stone can put the ball on the money because of the strength of his arm, and here you see it. It's not his first read. He's looking for the curl, and he goes out to the flat. Great pass and catch. Ball's delivered on time and on the money.
2:47 to go to halftime. Clock running for 3rd down now and about 8. Make that 7 for McDevitt. Here's Stone. He's being rushed. Hit from behind, and it's incomplete. Nice pressure from Brian Taylor coming from his blind side. Now let's see what Coach Wechter. I think Coach Wechter is going to call a timeout and talk this 4th down over. And we'll take a break. 21-0 Bishop McDevitt on this special Saturday morning edition of Primetime Saturday Football.
With 0% financing and an LB Smith deal on new Explorers, they're here today but sold tomorrow. Taurus, Windstar, and Focus, 0% financing and an LB Smith deal. Going, gone. It's the disappearance clearance on almost every 2002 with 0% financing. The huge selection of quality used vehicles has to vanish too. Nobody walks away from an LB Smith deal. LB Smith Ford, the largest retailer of Ford cars and trucks in the Harrisburg area.
While others talk, Mark McNaughton delivers. Mark McNaughton has worked to cut taxes by over $3 billion. Since Mark McNaughton has been elected, prescription drug assistance for seniors has increased over $140 million. And instead of pocketing the 1995 pay raise, Mark McNaughton put that money into a scholarship fund. Over $50,000 has gone to deserving students. While others talk, Mark McNaughton delivers. Mark McNaughton, working hard for us.
We would like to thank the Harrisburg, Camp Hill, Gettysburg, and York offices of Prudential Financial and their affiliated agents. Prudential Financial, proud to sponsor the 2002 Primetime Saturday Night Football Scholarship Fund here on WLYH Channel 15.
And back at McDevitt Field, big play right here, Coach. What do you call in this 4th and 7? Well, they have
tight end trips up there. Actually, the tight end is covered right now by Beamer. If the tight end goes out for a pass, it's going to be a penalty. They got to be careful that they're going to probably go on a pass route out there to Beamer.
Stone's going to keep it, and he's not going to get anything out of it. Nobody fooled there, and CV comes up with a big defensive stand. They're hanging in there as the Eagles make a big stop on defense, and they'll go over to downs, and they'll get their hands on it with 2:29 to go. We'll see the 2-minute drill. Great defense by CV. Justin Oswald, a senior, makes the play on Stone. He also had some help from his fellow Eagles. Looks like Randall Thomas got in there as well. Here comes CV. Everly over center. Bischoff the quarterback. 2:29 to go to half. 21-0 McDevitt.
Unbalanced line left. Buck sweep to that side. Beamer with another great tackle. If he doesn't make that play, that may be a touchdown.
That was
cut
a real,
it back.
that was
Very
a real,
nice.
That was a real basic wing tee play, and they almost got that thing to go.
It was basic, but it was to an unbalanced line. And there you see the cutback right here, and Beamer steps in. The guard misses him, makes a tremendous tackle.
Well, he got off a block of Seth Washburn there. He was getting blocked. He just got off of it. 2 minutes now till halftime. CV's got to get something out of this possession. Here comes Lawler into the secondary. Martenko got a hold of him and hog-tied him down, or he rumbles for some yardage. Right now, CV's offensive line starting to make things happen.
That was an unbalanced set, the same set as the other play. And they went with the fullback this time on the trap.
First
picked
down.
up positive yardage. Here's the thing. There's only 1:53 left. McDevitt's going to be very happy to allow Cumberland Valley to run the ball, and even if they get first downs, they're not going to have enough time to get within field goal range or a touchdown. And they're taking their time, and the clock's moving.
Bischoff under center. Play action. Fake. Looking downfield for Heisler. Incomplete. 1:32 to go. 2nd and 10. And the CV team throwing on first down.
But you're not going to get McDevitt to bite up on a run fake when there's 1:30 left in the half. When your Cumberland Valley's on their own, right inside their own 29, 30-yard line. Here you see it, nobody's open because they're not going to bite on any play action. You got to force it, and you can't blame Rimfel because there's only 1.5 left. He's going to throw the football. He has to throw the football.
This is a problem with wing T teams. They just have a lot of trouble playing catch-up. Here's Bischoff throwing a fade to Heisler again. Intercepted. Ryan Williams stayed right with him, stayed inside of him, and made a great defensive tackle or play for the interception. But there's a hanky on the field. Let's see what the call is. It may be holding. Let's see what the call is. It's back in the backfield.
Yeah, they're just going to decline that penalty if it's holding, and McDevitt's going to take over.
They're talking
on their
to
own
Dawson.
46.
They're talking, so it looks like it's going to be
guaranteed decline.
Decline and see now. McDevitt gets a shot with 1:26 to go. Great defense. Locked up on the receiver and played the ball. Made a great play.
They picked on him earlier in the game, but this time he was up to the task. Number 2 for McDevitt. Ryan Williams. Great play as a cornerback.
And he's only a junior at 5'10", $150. So see, McDevitt will take over on its own 46-yard line, 1:26 to go. Now we might see that passing game of Marcus Stone. Or, well, why not? You got a big tailback. He can get down the field pretty quickly. Jesse Pitt's having one unbelievable first half. Well over 100 yards rushing. He had 323 last week on 27 carries. $159 against State College in the opener. 30 carries. 1:26 to go. McDevitt at the line of scrimmage now.
Cumberland Valley's got a lot of guys in the box. Great time for a quick hitch. There it is.
That was covered well. It looks like he dropped it. Nice hit by the defensive back. Brian Taylor was out there.
Marcus Stone went to the short side of the field. The ball is on the right hash. You're not going to get a lot of openings there throwing the hits to that side. He probably would have been better off coming back here to this wide side of the field, but obviously his favorite target is over there on the split side.
Was that a read? Was that a...
Yeah, he can go to either side. He can run the hits to either side.
So that was his call then?
His call.
Okay. He wants to get it in.
Now look what they're doing. They're putting Beamer out here to the wide side. If you see number 7 split wide left, now you got an opportunity to get this play going.
You got man-to-man out here and a wide side of the field. Wilhelm is out here all by him. Taylor, rather, all by himself. They're going to go to Pitt. Pitt into the secondary down to about the 47 of Cumberland Valley. Clock running, 1:30.
Timeout.
Timeout, McDevitt. We'll keep it right here, Coach.
Good move here, calling the timeout because you're at a 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3 situation. 1:14 left. Stop the clock. There you see him running Pitt. So impressed. I told you the big key for McDevitt's offense during the pregame show, Gordon, was to mix up the run and pass, and they've done it tremendously well here in the first half.
We can't though. It's just still coming down to Jamie Thomas, C.J. Gruber, Josh Stefani, Quincy Garfield, and Justin Crum, the 5 interior offensive linemen. These guys right here, as you see them, are just, they're men among boys right now. They're owning this thing.
But not only are they owning the line of scrimmage, it takes a tremendous running back, a good quality running back, to be able to have the vision and to get up in it and make big plays. And that's what Pitt is. He's just so impressive. Last week, it was an impressive performance. Obviously, this week, he's still doing the same exact thing.
Tell you what, if you're pumped for Nebraska-Penn State tonight, you're going to want to see our Toyota Penn State halftime report. We spent some time with Sean Lee, an assistant coach here at Bishop McDevitt. I thought he had a great career at Penn State. Back when Penn State played with a sense of toughness. Okay, there's Brian Crummell. What a player he is. I think he's going to a prep school this year. I'll tell you what. Actually, he got into Hofstra. What a talent he is.
Wow. Slot left, loose slot.
Here's Pitt. Stepped out of a tackle, steps through another tackle, breaks free of that tackle. He's got a chance to go. 20, 15, runs over a tackler, runs out of bounds at the 10. Bubba Heisler came up, went hat-to-hat with him, and Heisler got the better of it, but Pitt's got his McDevitt Crusaders looking at a 1st and 10 just outside the 10-yard line here with 1:02 left. When you got a tailback like that, why not run him? We'll talk to our statistician, Jeff. I think he's getting close to 200 yards.
There's what I alluded to. See, the line does a great job, but you see Pitt has to make a man miss. Made a man miss, exploded through a hole. Another juke.
Quincy Garfield with a big block for, here we go, 1st and 10, just outside the 10. Pitt, nothing there. Fumble! Calls it now. They're going to say, they're going to blow the whistle down. I thought he had his knee down. Good call.
It almost looked like Pitt was trying to lateral that ball back there to Marcus Stone. I'm not sure.
McDevitt's going to call another timeout. McDevitt with another timeout. Let's see.
Good idea here by Pitt, trying to pitch the ball back. But you don't want to turn the ball over and have CV pick it up and run it back at the end of the half to go down 21-7.
You want to get a shot here with this great field position, because that would be just a big swing right there. Right now, Jesse Pitt with 190 yards.
There's the play.
In the first.
Fullback went left, tailback right, straight ahead handoff. They had success with that one time earlier in the first quarter.
I don't think he was trying to pitch. I think he just got hammered pretty good.
No, he tried to pitch that, absolutely.
I don't think so. You got. I'm getting this in my ear from Jamie Wechter saying he's trying to pitch that. I don't believe that. 34.6 seconds to go to halftime, and what makes this so much fun doing these high school games like this is all the athletes, and there's some pretty good ones on both sides of the field today, and these two good coaches. Great.
Here you see it right here. Watch him try to pitch this ball. Yep, see him throw it out there with his right arm. He absolutely did it.
You guys are dreaming.
That is not a heady play.
No, I'm not buying that. Forget that. He's not trying to pitch that ball.
Gordon, hold on a second. It's a good idea in certain situations, but not when you're down inside the 15-yard line. Now, McDevitt looked for them to go to the air here because there's only 34 seconds remaining in the half on a 2nd down play.
It is actually 2nd and goal now, 13. Fade pattern. This is what you want. The Beamer. Touchdown. Oh, what a catch.
Great adjustment to the throw.
It wasn't a great pass, but it was a catch. And that's what
on one-on-one coverage. On one-on-one coverage, you do not need to throw the ball perfectly when you have a big-time receiver who can adjust to the football.
So it was a good pass then, in essence.
Absolutely.
He got it where he could catch it.
Fades are very good thrown short many times because the receiver can adjust and the defender cannot even see the football.
13-yard touchdown pass from Stone to Beamer. There's Pedro Mora trying the extra point. You can see it on the scoreboard, 27-0. The kick is up. Looks like it slid to the left. No good. 28 seconds to go to halftime, and Bishop McDevitt owns this one, 27-0. Here comes the weight. Of course, every extra point sponsored by Waypoint. Way better banking only from Waypoint.
Now watch how Stone takes this quick 3-step drop and throws the ball. The last one, there was a 2-point conversion. It was right on the money. But watch this one. Turns, he knows where he's going. Gets a little arc on it. Not a beautiful pass. But watch Beamer come back to this football, get the ball. The defender's out of position because his eyes are on the offensive receiver. Here it is. Watch the defender. He's too far inside. He turns. He can't see the ball. Beamer, look at him turn his little baseball turn, make a great adjustment and get that football.
Coach, don't you want to lock your guy up on somebody one-on-one there and not give a 10-yard cushion like you did?
If you do that, they're going to throw the fade over the outside shoulder like they did with a 2-point conversion.
And they gave him a chance to see it.
Either way, can't go one-on-one with a receiver like Vince Beamer and a quarterback the talents of a Marcus Stone. It's very difficult to defend. Now, if Sean Lee were out there, they may have a shot.
Problem is, you don't have a choice when you guys try to stop the tailback who's just running up right over you.
Absolutely. You got to get enough guys in the box to try to stop the run.
You got Division I players all over the field. That's going to make you a pretty good football team, and that's what we're seeing here in the first half. Here's the kick taken by Wilhelm at about his 13. He's going left side, got some room over there, and he's tackled by Doug Ritter of McDevitt. 20 seconds to go to half, and I got to believe that CV's just going to take a knee here and head to the locker room and try to regroup. McDevitt, awfully impressive. They have continued their play of the first 2 weeks here today against a quality opponent. One of the top teams in the state, Cumberland Valley. And this is a good Cumberland Valley team.
Well, one of the top teams in the state. I'm not so sure how good this Cumberland Valley team is. We'll get into that at halftime.
Okay, you can hear more of that on the Sports Fever radio show on Thursdays, too. Here's the handoff to the halfback. Brett Bayshore, the sophomore. And he gets a first down out to the CV 43-yard line. Brett Bates.
Cumberland Valley's got a timeout here. Stop the clock.
They're going to try to get something out of it. Timeout CV. Halftime coming up at halftime. We've got our...
Here's the replay. A buck sweep, a successful buck sweep. They haven't had that often, but you know what? McDevitt doesn't care because there's only 12 seconds left in the half. They don't want to give up a home run here and let Cumberland Valley get on the scoreboard and establish some momentum.
Penn State, the Toyota Penn State report. We interviewed Sean Lee, former Penn State defensive back. A lot of things that he says about where the Penn State football program is right now. You want to see that? We'll also have the Penn State Sports Medicine Minute. We did that on the show on Thursday night on the Sports Fever radio show on 1390, 1460, the tickets. And Dr. Scott Lynch will share some of that with you. And we'll also have some highlights and stats in the first half. That'll be a busy halftime as we head back to the third quarter. There's Sean Lee now coming off the field from the huddle. Very warm, late summer morning, as they always are here at McDevitt Field. Great tradition, Saturday morning football, especially for guys like Fort Chapman who love that college football all over the TV and on Saturday afternoons. There's Pitt with an ice bag on his head, and why not? 200 yards rushing in the first half. Back to throw, Bischoff throwing the fade, and that's Dunn's all over that. Nothing there. 6 seconds to go till halftime, and this is not an offense geared to throw the ball.
No, Cumberland Valley's just trying to hit a big play there. It didn't work, and it probably is not going to work because McDevitt's back in a serious prevent defense here, trying not to allow the big play. They'll have shot at one more play. 6.6 seconds to go. There's Harold Gaffney. Talk about experience. There's 30 to 40 years of experience. Former John Harris, looking in the camera, right? He loves the camera. He's pushing about 54 years old right now and still going strong.
Good people right there. Good people. Here's Bischoff trying to play some play action, looking deep for Heisler. Incomplete. And that's going to do it. What an incredible first half, Coach Chapman. As McDevitt,
that's right. Sean Lee's defense really stepped up to the task, and they're just playing tremendous all-round fundamental football.
There's a flag, so we're not going to halftime just yet. A flag. Looks like the penalty's on CV. I think McDevitt's going to decline it and get out of here. Halftime. An impressive showing by Bishop McDevitt here at McDevitt Field. One half in the books. Bishop McDevitt on top of Cumberland Valley, 27-0. Stay tuned for the Toyota Penn State halftime report. Sean Lee was our guest at halftime.
With 0% financing and an LB Smith deal on new Explorers, they're here today but sold tomorrow. Taurus, Windstar, and Focus, 0% financing and an LB Smith deal. Going, gone. It's the disappearance clearance on almost every 2002 with 0% financing. The huge selection of quality used vehicles has to vanish too. Nobody walks away from an LB Smith deal. LB Smith Ford, the largest retailer of Ford cars and trucks in the Harrisburg area.
Get 0% APR financing for 5 years on all 2002 Saturn L Series. For restrictions, see your Saturn retailer.
He's come a long way since college.
Yeah, he must have had a good bank.
He had a way better bank.
Way better checking, only at Waypoint.
This is Ed Rendell. Since I began my campaign for governor over a year ago, I've been saying that property taxes are too high and that they must come down. My plan to accomplish this is to increase the state's share of education funding. This September, the legislature is going into special session to discuss what to do about high property taxes. If they don't take action to reduce your property taxes, I will, the very first day I become governor.
Primetime Saturday Night Football would like to thank the World Gym on Paxson Street, Harrisburg, and the West Shore Health Club in Camp Hill. Join now and pay zero initiation fee at the World Gym in Harrisburg and the West Shore Health Club in Camp Hill. Proud supporters of local high school football.
You're watching WLYH 15, a Clear Channel television station.
And welcome back to McDevitt Field, halftime of this special Saturday morning edition of Primetime Saturday Night Football. I'm Gordon Blaine from Sports Fever Magazine. My usual partner, Jed Donahue, of Speaking of Sports, is up at Penn State doing his Saturday morning football jam on 1460 The Ticket, 1390 The Ticket, and stations throughout Pennsylvania. So he's up there doing his show, and I'll be joining him later with the family as we head up to that big one, Nebraska, Penn State. But what a great way to start a Saturday, big Saturday morning of Super Saturday football here in Pennsylvania with one of the great high school football traditions here in central Pennsylvania and across the state, the morning showdown between Bishop McDevitt and Cumberland Valley. Of course, the Crusaders up 27-0. We've got the AD from Bishop McDevitt, Jim Barnacle, and great things happening, Jim, here at McDevitt. First of all, I'm sure you like what you see with your Crusaders.
Gordon, I can't be more happy with the performance of our kids and our coaching staff. The kids are really putting it together. They're working very hard, and they're obviously successful today, and we expect a lot of success and good things out of them.
Huge news this week at Bishop McDevitt. You came on the scene a couple months ago, and you're making things happen. You bring in a big marquee name as a basketball coach, and you've got some other things to talk about what you're going to do with this football stadium.
Yeah, it's been a very exciting time for Bishop McDevitt sports. Emery Cook came on as coach this week, as you know. You broke the story on Thursday evening. Emery brings so much to our program, the character, the values, and, of course, an outstanding resume. And we expect a lot of success in the program, and the kids couldn't be happier with the choice of a new coach. They're ready to get back to open gym and start working. As far as the other things going on at McDevitt, we're pretty excited about the development and the progress we want to make here. And we're starting an initiative. We're announcing it today to the public for the first time. We want to renovate Bishop McDevitt Stadium. We want new bleachers. We'd like to eventually get some lights here, play some night games, maybe not football, but soccer and some other sports in here. We started field hockey and freshman football this year, and we need a place for them to play, and the kids deserve a first-class facility. There's absolute excellence in the classroom at Bishop McDevitt, and our facilities need to come up to par with the other teams in our league and give these kids a great facility where the alumni and the kids can be proud of. So we're starting on the field, and we're going to move into Tracy Hall and do some renovations in there with some new locker rooms. And we're building a sub-gym down in the basement under Tracy Hall. So things are looking forward, and we expect a lot of progress.
New locker rooms, new bleachers, maybe even exploring, maybe put artificial surface on this field.
I'd like to look into the option of an artificial surface. We're doing some planning right now, and we're doing some work, the surveying to find out how much it would cost. But we're going to look into artificial turf. I don't know if it's something we can do in the near future, but it's something we'd like to do, considering we don't have a lot of fields around here. We're confined by the space, but we have the best environment for football. It can't be better playing here on a Saturday morning. Great crowds, great tradition, and we just want to make it a little bit nicer for everyone.
I know you got to get back to work, but this is all part of a bigger vision here at McDevitt to get excellence in sports and get everybody performing in sports at McDevitt like this football team did here in the first half.
You couldn't have said it any better, Gordon. We want excellence in sports just like we have in the classroom, and we're extending that to all the extracurricular activities and clubs here. We have a tremendous opportunity for kids. We like kids to come to Bishop McDevitt, and we want more to come. We think we can provide them a first-class education, and these facilities are going to be upgraded, and that's part of our plan.
Well, and I know one thing, you may upgrade them, but you're not going to change the character, and I'm sure no one's going to let you get rid of the Saturday morning football tradition.
We don't even want to do that, Gordon. We love Saturday morning football. It's great for the fans. We can go home and we watch Notre Dame game and the Penn State game every afternoon, and it's just a great triple header every day.
Well, Jim, wish you luck. We're off to a flying start here at McDevitt, and everybody needs to, I think, call the school, ask for you. You can get people, I'm sure there's McDevitt alumni out there that want to pitch in, help with some financial support to get this thing done. They're out there everywhere, and they're great supporters of the programs here, academically and athletically. I'm sure now that they know this, they're going to want to get a hold of you at the school. So, Jim, thanks very much for everything. Keep up the good work. We'll be in touch.
All right, Gordon. Thanks a lot for having us
Jim
here.
Barnacle, the athletic director of Bishop McDevitt, and he's off on a flying start with some great news, of course, bringing in Emery Cook Another great coach now in the Mid-Penn Commonwealth basketball. I think the best basketball conference in the state. We'll take a break. Penn State Report coming up next with Sean Lee. Prime time, Saturday Night Football rolls on.
This is Jed Donahue. Tune in Monday through Friday to Speaking of Sports, Pennsylvania's only syndicated sports talk programming, talking about your kids, your teams, your community. Speaking of Sports features Penn State news and interviews, high school football news from across Pennsylvania, and the latest on the NFL with the Pittsburgh Steelers and Philadelphia Eagles. Speaking of Sports, Monday through Friday from 4 until 7 on 1460 The Ticket in Harrisburg, 1390 The Ticket in Lancaster, ESPN 1240 in Reading, and WGET 1320 AM in Gettysburg.
Hi, folks. Charlie and Thorndike for Forbes Chevrolet and Forbes One Price Used Vehicles in Camp Hill. It's football season, and we want to score 6 points for you with our outstanding lineup of new vehicles, used vehicles, price, selection, location, and world-class service. So before you get sacked by the competition, touchdown at Forbes Chevrolet for your 6 points.
You're in Forbes country, Forbes Chevrolet country.
Fitness, weight loss, good health. Everybody knows these things are important.
At Woody's Workout Club, we can offer you the results you're looking for in a clean, comfortable environment. We offer a professional training staff to encourage you and help you get results. A wide variety of group fitness classes, yoga, core training, and many more. Plus children's and youth fitness classes and free child care for members. We can develop a plan for you no matter what your age or fitness level. Isn't it time you joined our growing fitness family? Woody's Workout, where we have a workout for everybody.
Log on at PASportsFever.com, Pennsylvania's premier source for high school football information. PASportsFever.com gets more than 1.1 million page views per month. Check out PASportsFever.com and get into our exclusive menu of webcast options featuring the top high school games from across the Keystone State. PASportsFever.com features top matchups and recruiting news year-round. PASportsFever.com, a true Pennsylvania tradition and recognized as the Bible of high school sports in Pennsylvania. Winkin & Associates Financial Services offers the ability to complete all of your retirement benefits and current investment assets to determine adequacy of income at retirement. For more information, call Bob Langen, Certified Senior Advisor, Winkin & Associates, 763-7365.
All right, there's a picture of Coach Wechter's daughter and son, Braden and Marissa, and the little guy waving, that's Jamie Wechter, our executive producer's son, Josh. Jake's not in the picture right now. He's got 2 twins, and boy, they're going to be great football players someday. Halftime here, 27-0, McDevitt just dominating this thing. And we met with Sean Lee for our Toyota Penn State halftime report, a former defensive back at Harrisburg High and now an assistant coach. Let's hear what Sean had to say about these Penn State Nittany Lions as they look at a big game tonight with Nebraska.
Well, you know, as any program, you know, you have your ups and downs. Just so happened Penn State is experiencing it now, but, you know, they have good coaches up there. They usually have good recruiting classes, and I think, you know, they just have to stay positive and stick with that. Have a pretty good team this year, so I think once they get used to winning again, I think they'll be in a good situation. Watching this when I was up there, I know we always had a real strong run game. I'm not sure if the line is the key point, but I know going into a game when I was on defense, we can expect running backs to be on the field a lot, and as well as the offense. So I'm thinking a lot of that. And then, you know, I think just getting the right players on the field. I think they're trying a couple new things and opening the offense up, which, you know, the game's changing. It's getting a lot of speed out there now. So I think they're trying to accomplish that now by running some shotgun and spreading the defense out more. So I think with those changes, they'll be picking it up a little bit more. That's one thing. You know, you didn't have to worry about Coach Paterno lagging at practice. If he was on the offensive field, he would see what's going on defense. I think, you know, he's also letting his assistant coaches participate more. Fran Ganner, Tom Bradley, some guys that have been with him longer and may see some different things. So I think, you know, once the staff gets together, they get the players in the winning tradition, I think they start turning around and winning more games. You know, it was definitely worth it. You know, I learned a lot about myself, as about as lot as other people. You know, coming from Harrisburg, going to a different environment, opened my eyes to a lot of things, and, you know, taught me how to work hard and compete. Because every day somebody was trying to take your position, and then we had to carry it over in the classroom also. So I think it made me a more well-rounded individual and prepared me for what I'm doing now, just working every day and up here trying to get these kids to get motivated and win some games.
Sean Lee, the Toyota Penn State halftime report. I want to thank Sean for some great thoughts about Penn State. We'll take another break. Halftime. Bishop McDevitt comfortably in front, 27-0 here in prime time. Saturday Night Football, Saturday morning edition.
It's been a great year for new Toyotas, starting with the all-new Camry, then an all-new Corolla, a completely new Matrix. And now it's time for great year-end savings, like 0 APR financing on hundreds of 2002 Toyotas. Save with 0 APR financing on 4Runners. Save on award-winning RAV4s. Save on full-size Tundras and 7-passenger Sienna vans. Interest-free 0 APR financing. It's a great ending to a great Toyota year. Don't miss it.
Welcome to Harrisburg's award-winning 4 Points by Sheraton. Whether you're planning your next business meeting, social gathering, or wedding, let our professional, experienced staff ensure your special day is just perfect. Enjoy a delicious meal, your favorite beverage, or entertain your out-of-town guests at the Atrium Restaurant and Lounge. Swim, work out, eat, drink, or merely relax. There's something for everyone at the 4 Points by Sheraton in Harrisburg, just off the Union Deposit exit of I-83.
With 0% financing and an LB Smith deal on new Explorers, they're here today but sold tomorrow. Taurus, Windstar, and Focus, 0% financing and an LB Smith deal. Going, gone. It's the disappearance clearance on almost every 2002 with 0% financing. The huge selection of quality used vehicles has to vanish too. Nobody walks away from an LB Smith deal. LB Smith Ford, the largest retailer of Ford cars and trucks in the Harrisburg area.
While others talk, Mark McNaughton delivers. Mark McNaughton has worked to cut taxes by over $3 billion. Since Mark McNaughton has been elected, prescription drug assistance for seniors has increased over $140 million. And instead of pocketing the 1995 pay raise, Mark McNaughton put that money into a scholarship fund. Over $50,000 has gone to deserving students. While others talk, Mark McNaughton delivers. Mark McNaughton, working hard for us.
Westhafer Construction, proud sponsor of primetime Saturday Night Football. Westhafer Construction, we handle your project with pride from start to finish. There is no job too small or too large. Westhafer Construction, proud supporter of area athletic programs.
And welcome back to McDevitt Field halftime. Coming up on third quarter action. McDevitt up 27-0. Let's quickly take a look at our Penn State Orthopedics Sports Medicine points. Penn State's Sports Medicine points, and of course Penn State Orthopedics are big sponsors of primetime Saturday Night Football, and of course also PASportsfever.com. We every Thursday night on the Sports Fever radio show on the ticket, we visit with a doctor from Penn State, the Milton S. Hershey Medical Center, and we try to give everybody some quick tips on sports medicine, how to deal with injuries, and of course also rehabilitation. And one of the big problems everybody has is knee injuries. You see them there. The medial, actually, that should read collateral ligament. Of course, you have the non-contact twisting of knee. Excuse our spelling on those. And the anterior cruciate ligament. We hear about the tear in the ACL. All kinds of degrees of injuries there. The lateral collateral ligament, and of course the meniscus cartilage tears. And that's probably one of the most frequent ones. And most of these injuries, except maybe for the ACL, they've got the rehabilitation techniques, and they get people back playing pretty quickly. So we want to thank the Penn State Orthopedics Sports Medicine points for primetime Saturday Night Football. One more break, and we get back, we'll have the second half kickoff. This is primetime Saturday Night Football, special Saturday morning edition here at McDevitt Field.
Fitness, weight loss, good health. Everybody knows these things are important.
At Woody's Workout Club, we can offer you the results you're looking for in a clean, comfortable environment. We offer a professional training staff to encourage you and help you get results. A wide variety of group fitness classes, yoga, core training, and many more. Plus children's and youth fitness classes and free child care for members. We can develop a plan for you no matter what your age or fitness level. Isn't it time you joined our growing fitness family? Woody's Workout, where we have a workout for everybody.
0% APR financing for 5 years on all 2002 Saturn L Series. For restrictions, see your Saturn retailer.
I'm Mike Fisher. As Attorney General, I initiated innovative programs that had dramatic results in keeping drugs and violence out of our schools. As governor, I intend to do something about improving results in the classroom.
The Fisher Education Plan? Eliminate wasteful bureaucracy so more can be spent in the classroom. Invest more in early childhood development programs. Start holding schools accountable for results.
I believe providing every Pennsylvania child with a good education isn't just a goal, it's an obligation.
Last year, Eyewitness News was the only local station to go to every Penn State game. And this year, we're doing it again. That's right, reports from every game, home and away. Join John Curtis for the Nittany Lions 2002 season with more interviews, highlights, and the inside story from Joe Pa himself. Get your Penn State coverage from the only station committed to bringing you the best, most complete reports. Eyewitness News, right here on WLYH 15.
Sponsored by your local Toyota dealer. You're watching WLYH 15, a Clear Channel television station.
And back at McDevitt Field for the third quarter of this special Saturday morning edition of Prime Time Saturday Night Football. I'm Gordon Blaine from Sports Fever Magazine, joined by Coach Ford Chapman. And Coach, wow, what a performance in the first half by the Bishop McDevitt Crusaders.
Well, you got the halftime stats, and I think the most glaring statistic out there, McDevitt's defense held Cumberland Valley's offense to 73 total yards. 42 rushing, there it is, 31 pass, total of 73 yards. And the most important thing on the other side, look at McDevitt. If I'd have told you one team, McDevitt or Cumberland Valley, who's going to rush for 222 and who's going to get held to 42, I don't think you'd expect that. But McDevitt's just on all cylinders right now, and it's very, very impressive.
Jesse Pitt, 17 carries, 188 yards, 3 touchdowns, and he has 6 return yards. That's a big day. Another big one for Pitt. Now we're getting ready to get this third quarter underway. And, I mean, just how does CV get back in this as Bubba Heiser's going to kick off, and Golston's going to be deep in the middle of two other kick returners. And there's picked up about the 15-yard line. Got running room. And the tackling's not what I think a Coach Rimford would be happy about right there.
Not only is the tackling a little suspect, you got a running back return man like that in McCoy, and look at the play that's being made, making people miss. There's a lot of athleticism on this McDevitt football team.
That was LaShawn McCoy, younger brother of LaRon McCoy, a big-time receiver now at Indiana University of Pennsylvania. 1st and 10 now for the Crusaders, looking to lock this thing away with just underway third quarter on their own 27-yard line. This is Pitt. One more time into the secondary. Seems like every time he gets the ball, we're calling Pitt into the secondary.
This McDevitt offense reminds me a lot of the high-powered, explosive offense of some of the Harrisburg teams throughout the early to mid-90s. And what Cumberland Valley did to defend them so well, they were so gap-conscious. They all tackled well. They flew to the ball well. And they had guys in the secondary like Ascari Adams who could come up and make plays and make defensive plays via the air. And Cumberland Valley's defense just doesn't have that.
Hand off to Pitt. Fumbled it, playing basketball with it. Second time he's dropped the ball on the ground. It's bounced right back to him.
You know, the other thing we want to talk about, Gordon, you know, basing Cumberland Valley on their program history, what they've done the last few years, you know, you have them ranked in the top 10. They beat a Cedar Cliff team last week that was not your typical Cedar Cliff team. Very limited in their team speed. McDevitt, it's a whole different ball game. Tons of team speed, tons of athleticism, and Cumberland Valley's just not up to the task up until, you know,
you're just not going to see offensive lines like this in high school very often. This is a huge, an athletic and very talented line. Pitt, nothing there. Randall Thomas there to greet him. How do you do?
There's the one-back stretch play Cumberland Valley ran here, and on that stretch play, you're getting the ball to the tailback deep. The negative to that, you got to prevent penetration, and the Cumberland Valley defensive line fought through the gaps, got up and made the play deep in the backfield. Nice series there. Here you see it. Look at the penetration. Nobody blocks 89.
And Zach Schaefer's there
right
too.
There, and he's there, and the D tackle gets off his block.
Schaefer beat Gruber to the spot there, and Gruber could not block him.
That's a 5-yard penalty in high school football. If you have 12 guys in the field, even if a guy runs off late, it's a 5-yard flag. In college, every conference has that same penalty except the Big Ten. That's why Washington got the 15-yard variety, and then Michigan kicked the game-winning field goal. The Big Ten conference officials, they just throw the flag after the play, and it's a 15-yard variety. That really killed Washington, if you remember, late a couple weeks ago
great
on
comeback
college football.
By the Wolverines. The punter for, I think that Jeremy Ricker's punting. I think it's his first punt for McDevitt today. And it's not a bad punt. Being covered. I think it hit a CD player. I think they're going to give it to McDevitt. The official looked like it, and it did. It hit the back of Brian Euchre, who couldn't get out of the way, and the muff punt is recovered. We're going to step out. Third quarter action, 9:51 to go. 27-0 Bishop McDevitt on primetime Saturday football.
It's been a great year for new Toyotas, starting with the all-new Camry, then an all-new Corolla, a completely new Matrix, and now it's time for great year-end savings, like 0 APR financing on hundreds of 2002 Toyotas. Save with 0 APR financing on 7-passenger Siennas. Save on luxurious full-size Avalons. Save on sporty Solara Coupes and economical Echos. Interest-free 0 APR financing. It's a great ending to a great Toyota year. Don't miss it.
Welcome to Harrisburg's award-winning 4 Points by Sheraton. Whether you're planning your next business meeting, social gathering, or wedding, let our professional, experienced staff ensure your special day is just perfect. Enjoy a delicious meal, your favorite beverage, or entertain your out-of-town guests at the Atrium Restaurant and Lounge. Swim, work out, eat, drink, or merely relax. There's something for everyone at the 4 Points by Sheraton in Harrisburg, just off the Union Deposit exit of I-83.
Fitness, weight loss, good health. Everybody knows these things are important.
At Woody's Workout Club, we can offer you the results you're looking for in a clean, comfortable environment. We offer a professional training staff to encourage you and help you get results. A wide variety of group fitness classes, yoga, core training, and many more. Plus children's and youth fitness classes and free child care for members. We can develop a plan for you no matter what your age or fitness level. Isn't it time you joined our growing fitness family? Woody's Workout, where we have a workout for everybody.
What's the best thing in life? Eating crab legs till they come out your ears. Pass the butter, please. The House of Bull in Camp Hill. We know what you want.
And back at McDevitt Field for this special Saturday morning. Now we're moving into afternoon edition of primetime Saturday Night Football. Fort Chapman's with me. I'm Gordon Blaine.
Gordon, we talked about Cumberland Valley very uncharacteristically making another special teams mistake. Now McDevitt's coming out a double tight flanker look. Real tight splits as well.
1st and 10, McDevitt after the muffed punt. And now somebody jumped on the offensive line.
McDevitt's been trying to split people wide and run up in the middle. Now they went with real tight splits. I'm anxious to know what play they were trying to come back there because they motioned Dawson out of the backfield. It was a one-back set.
Well, we were racing fast cars in that first half, but so far we've kind of having a slow start to the second half.
Well, Gordon, you got to be very careful. If you're a team that's up by 27 points at halftime, you got to be careful. You come out the second half, and if you don't have that same intensity, it's very easy to let down. The other team got an ear beaten at halftime, I'm sure, from Coach Rimpfel, and Cumberland Valley's coming out with a little bit more fire. This is tight end trips, double tight trips to the right side. One back in the backfield.
Stone's the quarterback, 1st and 15 on the 39. Third quarter just underway. Jack Schaefer's getting off his block right now. He has beaten C.J. Gruber twice now, and they wrapped up Pitt for a loss. So Big C.J.'s having trouble getting a body on Zach Schaefer, who's come out here like a man possessed. He must have been sitting beside Coach Rimpfel when they were getting their tongue lashing at halftime.
There's a one-back zone. Give the ball to the back, deep in the backfield, and have him use vision and find a hole. But by the time he got the ball, great defensive play coming up through there by the defensive tackle, split the double team, and made a tremendous play.
9:20 to go, third quarter, 27-0 McDevitt. They have the football, 2nd and long. Stone's back to throw. Nice pass to Dunn. Nice coverage by the defender for CV.
Stone needled through that ball. He threaded that needle. There was only a minor, about a yard or two opening on a little crossing route, and the ball was put there. Watch the release here from Stone, how he throws this in here. Release. Look how quickly the ball gets to the receiver. And a nice, timely defensive play there. But Just a little bit too late.
Brian Scott, what kind of pass defense was that, Coach?
Cumberland Valley's just sitting back in a 3 deep. Linebackers getting a nice drop and trying to react on the quarterback's arm movement. Here comes a trips right open set, no tight end, one back in the backfield. Trips meaning 3 receivers up to the top.
Lone back is Pitt. Stone fakes to Pitt. Turn out the Beamer, who catches it off the turf, and they're going to rule it a catch at the 21.
Looked like the ball hit the ground there. We'll see on the replay. Let me tell you what they're doing there. They're sending 3 receivers up top. The one receiver down at the bottom is one of the best receivers in the state of Pennsylvania. Here it is. He's just running a deep hitch route.
He drives Milligan back and then stops. Let's see if he makes the catch. Oh, looks like he caught it.
Looks like he caught it, but no, the ball, after he did have it in his hands, the ball hit the ground. After he did get his hands under it, it was a close call initially, but then the ball did hit the ground as he cradled it, and the official was in a bad angle, and nobody came in to help him out.
Yeah, the official made the best call he could make, and it was a completion, 1st and 10. Now the Pitt straight ahead. Into the secondary. He's looking for end zone. 4th touchdown for Jesse Pitt.
That was a fullback trap. The left guard pulled and kicked out the tackle. It wasn't open right away, but Pitt was patient with it and found the seam. And as a defensive tackle, the tight end side, you got to squeeze that, and big play.
22-yard touchdown run by Pitt. We're going to step out on a timeout. McDevitt on.
Yep, McDevitt timeout, Gordon.
McDevitt with a 33-0 lead here midway through the 3rd quarter on prime time Saturday afternoon football.
Get 0% APR financing for 5 years on all 2002 Saturn L Series. For restrictions, see your Saturn retailer.
In the last 2 years, Pennsylvania's unemployment rate has been rising. More than 100,000 people have lost their jobs. Only Ed Rendell has experience creating jobs and putting people back to work. Ed Rendell's plans will help rebuild the state's infrastructure, provide low-interest loans to create jobs, make us a center for technology, and keep our young people working right here. And Rendell's ideas have been called the best plans to improve the state's economy. The right experience to create jobs. Ed Rendell for governor.
Westhafer Construction, proud sponsor of primetime Saturday Night Football. Westhafer Construction, we handle your project with pride from start to finish. There is no job too small or too large. Westhafer Construction, proud supporter of area athletic programs.
All right, back at McDevitt Field for primetime Saturday Night Football, the afternoon edition. I'm with Fort Chapman. Coach, they're going for 2 to try to kick in the mercy rule.
Well, they missed that last extra point, so they're trying to keep it on a multiple of 7. Here's trips left open. Look for them to go up top to Beamer. It's 1-on-1, a slant or a fade here.
2-point try by McDevitt. They're going to throw a little swing pass to Pitt, and he got in for a touch, for 2 points rather. And McDevitt has extended the lead to 35-0, which under PIAA rules, a 35-point lead in the second half, kicks in a running clock.
They slanted Beamer here as you watch. Oh, here's the touchdown play, excuse me. There's the trap. Patience there, getting through the hole, and then it's untouched into the end zone. Beautiful play. That 2-point conversion, they flipped the ball out to the back. They ran a Beamer on a slant, but they flipped the back out on a little flare route. Little great play. Here it is again. Look at the trap. Actually, they never blocked the tackle, but the tackle, 72 there, came up too far upfield, didn't stay square, turned his shoulders, and created a natural running lane for Pitt to run through.
4 touchdowns for Jesse Pitt, 212 yards on 22 carries. And the McDevitt.
Here comes the extra point. Watch Beamer slant from up top, and they have the guy out in the backfield, Pitt. That was a quick version. Those guys are really quick there. Did you see the quickness of Pitt on that one?
Wow, super quickness. Super quickness for the McDevitt Crusaders. These fans really came to their feet as the teams headed back to the sideline huddles, realizing that I don't remember the mercy rule ever kicking in against Cumberland Valley.
Well, it's only been in existence for 5 years, and Cumberland Valley's had some daggone good teams those last 4, and we're seeing 2 things here. We're seeing an inexperienced Cumberland Valley football team that should get better with time, but they're not up to the test for a team like McDevitt with not only the talent of McDevitt, but just the way they're executing on both sides of the football.
Great coaching job by Coach Jeff Wechter. Fields a punt at about his 11 on the runs. Got running room. That's Wilhelm. I'm sorry. I'll get those two guys right. That's Ryan Taylor. Ryan Taylor, 27, and, of course, Jack Wilhelm, 28. Ryan Taylor with a nice return out to the 42.
Now, we talked about the mercy rule. The clock usually stops right now until the ball snapped. It's moving. It's 7:30, and it's just going to continue to move throughout this entire game except for timeouts and change of possession.
I mean, that means the ball is an incompleted pass or a guy runs out of bounds, the clock continues to run. Normally, it would stop under those conditions. Bischoff handed Lawler. He's met right there by Josh Martenko. Josh played some pretty good linebacker for the Crusaders. I thought he had a great game last week against CD East. After I looked at the film of the game, he was all over the place against East last week.
And not only is Martenko doing a great job from the middle linebacker spot, the D-line is doing a nice job of not allowing Cumberland Valley's offensive line to get much of a push.
Halfback handoff. Bayshore's got running room. 40. Inside the 30-yard line. Brett Bayshore, the sophomore. On that sweep, I guess you call it, what do you call that? The buck sweep?
Buck sweep, both guards pull. They had a wing to that side. The wing blocks down. Little cramp there on the side. Nothing looks like nothing but a cramp. He should be okay. Good news for McDevitt. The wing and the tight end both block down. Both guards pull. You fake to the fullback one way. Give to the halfback coming along that side. Here it is. Nice running room.
Brett Bayshore actually is a junior. I've been saying he's a sophomore. That's my bad. Good speed here. Getting run down. I mean, this McDevitt's defense, they really get after people and chase people down. And that was Tyler Moore, or rather not Tyler. That was Marker Corsi. So I guess we'll take another break. Third quarter action. It's all McDevitt on prime time Saturday Night Football.
What's the best thing in life? Getting stuffed on your appetizer. Nachos to die for and bigger, better burgers and beer. The House of Bull in Camp Hill. We know what you want.
Hi, folks. Charlie and Thorndike for Forbes Chevrolet and Forbes One Price Used Vehicles in Camp Hill. It's football season, and we want to score 6 points for you with our outstanding lineup of new vehicles, used vehicles, price, selection, location, and world-class service. So before you get sacked by the competition, touchdown at Forbes Chevrolet for your 6 points.
You're in Forbes country. Forbes Chevrolet country.
With 0% financing and an LB Smith deal on new Explorers, they're here today but sold tomorrow. Taurus, Windstar, and Focus, 0% financing and an LB Smith deal. Going, gone. It's the disappearance clearance on almost every 2002 with 0% financing. The huge selection of quality used vehicles has to vanish too. Nobody walks away from an LB Smith deal. LB Smith Ford, the largest retailer of Ford cars and trucks in the Harrisburg area.
PA.net, proud to support primetime Saturday Night Football. Call 975-9000 and ask about DSL, ISDN, website development, website hosting, and server co-location. For more information, log on at www.pa.net.
And that's a picture of Bishop McDevitt High School here. See Tracy Hall right off to the right there, and that's the visiting grandstands.
Here's a wing strong said look for a quick pitch. They run it out of this set, or waggle keep.
Cumberland Valley with the football.
Fumble.
Nice
Looks like
hit.
the ball was on the ground, Gordon.
Nice hit by the defense as the handoff went to Ryan Taylor, little halfback, and that's a trademark of a lot of CV teams, little quick, talented halfbacks.
That was a straight-ahead dive. If they don't snap the ball on the first count, they're not going to run the quick pitch to wing strong. They sent that lead back straight ahead, reverse pivot dive. Here's the same set again.
McDevitt, Marker Corsi was the player who had got the bad cramps in the calves. This is Bischoff rolling up. Got a man wide open. He's not going to have time to throw, and he's sacked. He had Dickey wide open down the field for a touchdown, but he couldn't get it on leash. He got buried under about 4 Crusaders who plowed in to bury him for a big sack.
See what's happening, Gordon? When you can run the ball, watch this. When you can run the ball well,
here's the replay.
Okay, you're going to get more time. But when you can't run the ball successfully out of a wing tee, all that play action stuff, the defense basically ignores. They read the guards, and they get up in the mix and put pressure on your quarterback. Here comes a double tight end trip set to the right.
Cumberland Valley, 3rd and long.
Tight end right down the seam.
And he's there, and he couldn't hold it on his hands. And the tight end is getting open, but he didn't catch the football right there. Brad Dickey. I think that play worked against McCaskey last year in the district championship game.
Well, we got a producer here, Jamie Wechter. He's on top of things. And the important thing, Cumberland Valley's been running that play. Coach Rimpelweck, when John Ritchie played at 92, and they motion that back out. If nobody covers it, they'll fire it out there to Corey Gumby. And now it's Lawler going out there. Back in 92, it was Gumby, and then you're trying to hit that tight end. It's tough to cover. 3 receivers in the back out.
4th down for CV. 4th and long. Throwing the fade for Heisler. Great defense, intercepted by Dunn. He played it perfectly. He was getting bumped by Bubba. Bubba just can't get open on those fade patterns.
It was a great defensive play, and that was actually offensive pass interference that was not called, but a tremendous catch.
Thomas Dunn, that's twice a defensive back for a cornerback for McDevitt is locked up on a receiver and then turned and played the ball and made the interception. Ryan Williams did it earlier in the first half. Great play by Thomas Dunn. That kid's a pretty good football player.
The thing I'm really impressed with Bishop McDevitt in this game is not only their execution, their confidence level. They came out right from the start, got Cumberland Valley to a 3-and-out, took a poor punt out of bounds inside Cumberland Valley's territory, and took the ball right down the field and scored. It's been McDevitt ever since.
I think we're going to see Jesse Pitt show here. I think they're just going to keep running at the Pitt here in the continuous clock. We're already down to less than 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter in the mercy roll. Here's Pitt. He's piled up on there right there. You know, you talked about it earlier. You thought that maybe the rankings that had Cumberland Valley in the top 5 pretty much in the 3 basic rankings, which is the Patriot News, the Pennsylvania Football News, and of course Sports Theater Magazine. Those 3 rankings all had Cumberland Valley in the top 5. You thought maybe we were maybe a little bit too generous with that ranking.
Well, it's just like the college football polls. How can you rate teams before you see them play? And, you know, high school does the same thing now. We're going on past tradition. And, you know, Cumberland Valley, yes, they were 2-0, but what was the caliber of their competition?
That's still a pretty good football team. They're just playing maybe a special look right here at McDevitt this year. There's the running play. And the clock's just going to keep plowing forward.
Cumberland Valley does a great job, Gordon, of reloading and stockpiling and getting back the next year. But when you only return 1 guy on defense, you know, it's awfully tough to be able to step up and play at this caliber of football, let alone play a Bishop McDevitt team that is clicking on all facets.
There's some pretty good defense right there, Coach. I thought Zach Schaefer's come out here in the second half and determined to at least make people know that he's going to go at it for 4 quarters. He's really making his presence known on the line of scrimmage. They're one of their big players on the line of scrimmage defensively as Eberly, and he's getting double teamed and getting generally squashed by McDevitt's big
They're just
lineman.
going deep. Here comes a home run.
Oh, a great catch by Beamer out here.
He didn't catch it in his hands. It hit his pads, but he made the catch. But more importantly than that catch, what a pass from Marcus Stone, dropping back and throwing the ball all the way out to midfield, right on the money.
That play covered, what, 40 yards?
5-step drop, gets his hitch steps, and delivers.
No pressure, though, at all from CV's rush. And right on the money and great concentration. Toughest thing to do in high school football is catch a pass.
Yep.
And Beamer just proved that he's a big-time player. When you got this kind of talent and they use it well, it's going to be tough to stop. Less than 2 minutes, 3rd quarter. McDevitt trap midfield now to little Dawson. Those Dawson brothers, I'll tell you, how about the day Dawson had against Harrisburg that day?
I'll tell you what, we were fortunate to come out with a victory there because Dave Dawson was running all over the field as he did all season. If you look at what happened here against this secondary at Cumberland Valley, the throwing of the football, it's an inexperienced secondary. Even if you look at last week's game, McDevitt was clicking with the running game, but the passing game wasn't there like it was that it is today. But reason being, I think CD's has a pretty experienced, half-decent secondary with some skill guys that can really run.
Yeah, those guys can run at East. That was a huge...
Look for number 1 here to get the ball going to the tight end side. There it is.
There's Golston now with a touch. Great block. Oh, they're going to call blocking. They're going to call a clip on Beamer for coming back there?
Clip on Beamer. You got to be careful. You got to get your head in front. It's got to be above the waist, obviously. That was McDevitt's version of Cumberland Valley's buck sweep right there. They put number 1 in the backfield. And as soon as you saw him there, he was back a little bit deeper than a normal offset halfback. You had to expect a buck sweep that way to an unbalanced set by McDevitt. Just what Cumberland Valley tried to do earlier in the football game.
But Golston is a tough guy. He's a little guy, but he's a tough little guy, and he can run.
There's McDevitt pulling their guards. There's Beamer. Oh, here it is. It was It was close. I don't know if it was on 7. It may have been on the receiver number 6 for reaching his hands out and grabbing the jersey. Probably wasn't on Beamer there.
Nonetheless, with a minute to go in the third quarter and the continuous clock, McDevitt has the football on its own 41. Stone's the quarterback, and somebody left the line of scrimmage early, incomplete. Things getting a touch ragged now as the sun starts to warm up this grand old Pitt, this battle pit of great football tradition here at McDevitt Field.
Illegal motion, legal shift by the offensive team of McDevitt. That probably is going to be declined.
Coach, you're up 35-0. You got continuous clock. Is there any problem with throwing a pass like that?
Absolutely not. Here's why. Cumberland Valley's jamming a line of scrimmage. They're putting 8 guys in the box. You run the ball, you're not going to get anything. Coach Chomp you're not trying to rub it in, but you got to move the chains. If you're McDevitt, you want to keep the ball out of Cumberland Valley's hands. You don't want to just let your kids just fall on it and let Cumberland Valley come back and make it 35-14. Both teams are still playing for pride. That's different than throwing a long bomb every play. And Coach Wechter's just trying to mix it up here.
The older generation coaches figure, look, you got to come prepared to play. Don't worry about what I'm doing. Worry about what you're doing. Here's Stone. He's being rushed. They're having trouble getting him down. Now 4 guys gang tackling.
Let me tell you what Marcus Stone did here. It was a very heady play. They were trying to set up a little quick screen there. But once it was not set up originally, the wide receiver, Goldston for McDevitt, was downfield. Linemen were downfield. Stone cocked to throw that football, and he realized if I throw this pass, it's going to be in front of the line of scrimmage. Screen plays must be thrown and caught behind the line of scrimmage. Therefore, he did a great job there of tucking it away and running.
3 quarters in the books and the continuous clock. Mercy rule in effect, and McDevitt owns this one. Crusaders up 35-0. Prime time. Saturday Night Football rolls on after this.
The Friendship Community Center in Lower Paxton Township features 59,000 square feet of fun for the entire family. Our Olympic-sized pool and state-of-the-art fitness center features free weight equipment and a cardiovascular workout. Our natatorium also features a water slide, therapy pool, spa, and sun deck. The Friendship Community Center in Lower Paxton Township, 5,000 Commons Drive, right off Route 22. Come and visit us today. The Friendship Community Center, proud to support high school athletics.
Welcome to Harrisburg's award-winning 4 Points by Sheraton. Whether you're planning your next business meeting, social gathering, or wedding, let our professional, experienced staff ensure your special day is just perfect. Enjoy a delicious meal, your favorite beverage, or entertain your out-of-town guests at the Atrium Restaurant and Lounge. Swim, work out, eat, drink, or merely relax. There's something for everyone at the 4 Points by Sheraton in Harrisburg, just off the Union Deposit exit of I-83.
It's been a great year for new Toyotas, starting with the all-new Camry, then an all-new Corolla, a completely new Matrix. And now it's time for great year-end savings, like 0 APR financing on hundreds of 2002 Toyotas. Save with 0 APR financing on 4Runners. Save on award-winning RAV4s. Save on full-size Tundras and 7-passenger Sienna vans. Interest-free 0 APR financing. It's a great ending to a great Toyota year. Don't miss it.
Jeremy Ricker back to punt. All right, getting ready for the fourth quarter to start here at McDevitt Field. And it's been all Crusaders, 35-0. And they're going to have to punt here, only the second punt of the football game. We're under the mercy rule, so the clock will continue to run. Punt by Jeremy Ricker, taken back there by Wilhelm, Jack Wilhelm, about the 20, and he doesn't get any further. Nice tackle. Doug Ritter made the tackle for McDevitt. I want to thank all of our sponsors, those folks who support us, Frank Kindler and the West Shore Health Club and the World Gym, Wankin Associates with Bob Langen, a good friend of Sports Fever, Cleveland Brothers for the equipment and all their support. Thank all those folks at Cleveland Brothers. Mohawk Arts, of course, Mohawk Arts, and the championship, the primetime Saturday night championship trophy presented by Mohawk Arts, and of course, PA.net could not do it without PA.net.
That was a buck sweep to the slot, corralled by a host of McDevitt defenders. They're really pursuing well to the football.
It's got to be tough right now for the Cumberland Valley kids to suck it up and keep pushing it 100% here.
We have a little bit of a slight injury here. It looks like it possibly is an ankle to McDevitt's number 70. The official stopped the clock to get him off the field. He's going to actually stand there bringing out 45 right now. Yeah, they're bringing 70 out. He's a little bit banged up with the ankle. Doesn't look anything serious.
Quincy Raines had a knee, and he's been going to rehab once a week with that knee. He's been moving pretty good on it, but he has had that injury.
That may be what it is. There's Tim Riffle with the injured knee, and I don't think he's at his playing weight when he played here at McDevitt. I think he's a little bit bulking up a little bit, trying to go to that offensive line. But Coach Wechter got to be careful now. He's got to really think. I know he wants to keep his defense, get the shutout, but you don't want to get anybody injured right here, and because you got the big season ahead of you and a lot of promising notes.
Back to throw Bischoff, and there's Beamer. I mean, the last guy you want to throw into his area is Vince Beamer.
See, here's the difference. Cumberland Valley lines up with trips open, 4 wide receivers. McDevitt can go out and cover them one-on-one because they have the skilled players to do it. As you see right here, Beamer makes a good play. Here comes a linebacker coming to your screen right here, trying to make a deflection there. And both those guys are right on that. And that's not Cumberland Valley's bread and butter, opening up, trying to throw the football, but they have nothing else to do right now, being down 35-zip.
McDevitt's starting to substitute now. Get some guys a chance, some playing time. Bischoff being pressured, going to try to run. He's sacked up right there. Which will force Cumberland Valley to punt the football. Nothing there offensively. Bischoff's had a long day. Looks like that was Gruber who made the play there. C.J. Gruber, 6'5", 315.
It's a lot easier for a quarterback, Bischoff. He looks, nobody's open. It's a lot, so he just tucks it and goes. It's a lot easier when you have some big studs to run the football.
And there's the punt, and Bischoff struggled with that all day. He has just had a tough time punting the ball. It's a short punt. Goes out about the 35-yard line or so with 9:22 to go in the football game, and Bishop McDevitt in control, 35-0. Crusaders will take over at the CV 38-yard line, and I think we'll see Stone and Pitt one more time here. 35-0. And it looks like McDevitt's going to keep their first team in there for one last series here. Probably get a first down maybe, and then yank them out of there.
Like I said, Coach Wechter, fabulous job, and the coaching staff preparing for this football game and executing. Just please, they got to be careful that they don't get some silly injury right here to some of their skilled players.
Biggest win for McDevitt in this series.
He's motioning no back here. Quads, he's going to probably just throw it right out there. There it is. Quads meaning 4 receivers to this side. Quarterback takes the ball, just fires it out.
Well, it looked like Canadian football there, but it didn't work too well. CV was all over it. The biggest victory by a McDevitt team in this series
I can tell you right now.
Go ahead.
Without even looking. 1985, 49-14 with that trio of tremendous running backs beating a Cumberland Valley team. Those two teams tied with Carlisle for the Mid-Penn title. There was a 3-way tie.
And who's the coach for McDevitt?
Tim Rimpfel. Coach for Carlisle, Ray Ernie, and obviously coach for Cumberland Valley, Harry Chapman III.
Oh, and there's some great names right there in high school football lore here in Central PA. Stone is the quarterback. He's still in there.
Double slot, motion to bunch trips. Look for the toss. There it is.
Here's the pitch to Pitt. And he just kind of looks at the first tackler and says, I'll go by you, and I need more than one guy after me.
The sad thing about Mid-Penn football that year, there was no state playoffs until 88. This was 85. Carlisle got a rematch with Cumberland Valley. They lost the first time, 17-15, early in the year. They beat Cumberland Valley at Hershey Stadium for the district final. And they couldn't go anywhere else because there was no states. That was it. That was the end of their season. Michael Owens had a tremendous year that year. They actually beat McDevitt right here, 22-21. Michael Owens scored 3 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion pass to Mark Bricker down there in the pit to win it. McDevitt won, beat Conestoga Valley in their district final, and they couldn't go anywhere else because that was the end of their season. No state playoffs once again.
And that was a Conestoga Valley team coached by
Jim Cantafio that was actually undefeated, but obviously no match for a talent-laden McDevitt football team. But I think had both teams been able to go on to the state tournament that year, we may have brought home 2 state championships to South Central Pennsylvania.
Well, great football tradition. I think this year might be a year where you look at these Quad A teams in District 3, and there's no one real big Quad A team out there in the rest of the eastern part of the state. It would be their own fault that one of these Quad A's in District 3 doesn't get to Hershey in the first week of December.
Absolutely. Here comes a no tight end set, double, slot right, open left, 2 backs in the backfield.
Stone play action, looking down the field. incomplete. The CV player got a hand on it.
That was the old NCAA route, they call that. You fake, drop back in the backfield, fake a little dive, little tailback handoff, and what you're doing there, you're running the slot or the tight end on a drag. This time it was the slot. The other receiver runs a post down the middle of the field, and the other guy, Vince Beamer here, is coming on a little dig route. He goes down the field, it comes across the middle. You're trying to hit the dig route behind the linebackers in front of the safety.
Coach, what went wrong today for CV?
They just don't have enough experience. McDevitt out-executed them, but they also out-talented them. And Cumberland Valley you can't rely on a fullback to do all your work offensively. Just very impressed with McDevitt's team here.
This is Stone. He's going to run. He's a load downfield, but two players got on him for CV on 4th down. And the ball goes over and downs to Cumberland Valley. We'll step out for one more break. 4th quarter, 5.5 to go. It's all McDevitt here on prime time Saturday afternoon football.
Come a long way since college.
Yeah, he must have had a good bank.
He had a way better bank.
Waypoint Bank. Look for us. We'll get you there.
I'm Mike Fisher. When I became Attorney General, I made a promise to every Pennsylvanian that I was going to take drug dealers and violent criminals off our streets. And it's a promise I kept. Over 7,000 of these criminals have been arrested. Now I'm going to make a new promise. As governor, the very first action that I will take will be to call a special session of the state legislature. And no one is leaving until your property taxes are significantly lower. That's a promise you can take to the bank.
Primetime Saturday Night Football would like to thank the World Gym on Paxson Street, Harrisburg, and the West Shore Health Club in Camp Hill. Join now and pay zero initiation fee at the World Gym in Harrisburg and the West Shore Health Club in Camp Hill. Proud supporters of local high school football.
And back at McDevitt, I want to apologize on the break. The officials pulled the trigger there on us, and that's okay. It wasn't their fault. And Brett Bayshore just took off on a 66-yard jaunt down to the McDevitt.
Here it is, here it is.
And here's the run
direct
on
snap.
replay.
There's a direct snap to him. Out of shotgun. He takes off down the right side and gets knocked out of bounds at the McDevitt 1-yard line. Then we had a personal foul penalty on McDevitt. Put it half the distance. It's about the half-yard line. 1st and goal for the Eagles.
And you know, CV wants to get rid of that shutout on the scoreboard. 35-0 McDevitt. 1st and goal. Here's Lawler. Touchdown, Eagles. And give CV a lot of credit for just battling away and not going away. They could have mailed this one in, but they battled hard, and he got a touchdown from Dan Lawler from 1 yard out with 4:08 to go in the football game. Score now 35-6. That was a sort of a
shot right there at Jeff Coach Wechter. Tremendous job today's game by the coaching staff. There's Deacon Joe Rabel, who does the pregame masses for the Crusaders. And back deep behind him is Walt Clues, former coach here at McDevitt on Tim Rimfel's staff, actually.
Gone for 2, the Eagles. Down 35-6.
Belly pass, belly option. There it is. And get the pitch or keep it.
They'll keep and go in. That's Bayshore for the 2-point conversion. As we go to break, we'll see the touchdown run by Lawler, set up by that great big run. A direct snap to Brett Bayshore. Here's the handoff to Lawler.
Woody Hayes style, double tight, full house backfield, lead belly to Brockington.
With 0% financing and an LB Smith deal on new Explorers, they're here today but sold tomorrow. Taurus, Windstar, and Focus, 0% financing and an LB Smith deal. Going, gone. It's the disappearance clearance on almost every 2002 with 0% financing. The huge selection of quality used vehicles has to vanish too. Nobody walks away from an LB Smith deal. LB Smith Ford, the largest retailer of Ford cars and trucks in the Harrisburg area.
It's been a great year for new Toyotas, starting with the all-new Camry, then an all-new Corolla, a completely new Matrix, and now it's time for great year-end savings, like zero APR financing on hundreds of 2002 Toyotas. Save with zero APR financing on 7-passenger Siennas. Save on luxurious full-size Avalons. Save on sporty Solara Coupes and economical Echos. Interest-free zero APR financing. It's a great ending to a great Toyota year. Don't miss it.
West Hafer Construction, proud sponsor of primetime Saturday Night Football. West Hafer Construction, we handle your project with pride from start to finish. There is no job too small or too large. West Hafer Construction, proud supporter of area athletic programs.
Special Saturday morning edition of primetime Saturday Night Football. I just love saying that, Coach Chapman. Prime time Saturday Night Football.
And people are watching it saying, what are you talking about? It's not dark out, but that's what you usually call it because that's when it's usually played. But are there any other games today? Is this it? Is this all we get to see today, or do we have any oh, Michigan, Notre Dame. We got Penn State, Nebraska tonight. We got a full house.
This is a kickoff to Super Saturday, the first big shakedown weekend of college and high school football. And, of course, one of the big teams shook down last night. Berwick went down in defeat to Wyoming Valley West.
And that's the second time that they lost to Wyoming Valley West. They usually beat those teams. I'm not saying second time ever, but it probably was ever. Wyoming Valley West is a jointure. I was fortunate enough to be there in '97. Wyoming Valley West upset.
Here's an onside-er.
Berwick.
And McDevitt's all over it. Martenko came up and then didn't hold on to it, but looks like McDevitt recovered it at the 49.
Back in '97, we made our first trip, took our McDevitt coaching staff to see that ball game. Overtime, field goal, 3-0 win by Wyoming Valley West, upset Berwick. Berwick had never been beaten in their league for years and years.
Curtis Flynn recovered that onside kick after it went off of Martenko's hands. Here's the two-point play.
Belly option, fake to the fullback. Quarterback can either pitch now to 24, he can keep it, and he sees the alley, keeps it in there for the two-point conversion.
And CV gets on the board, now trailing 35-8, 3:30 to go, and the clock running. Stone's still in there at quarterback. Gives it to the new tailback. Pitt's not in there. Looks like a new tailback.
That's McCoy.
It's LaShawn McCoy. LaShawn is a freshman, 5'10", 175. Pretty good-looking talent. I know Coach Wechter's high on him.
Clock's down to 3 minutes, and obviously rolling, as we mentioned, the mercy rule's in effect. And that will stay in effect throughout the entire second half. Even if Cumberland Valley, like they did, score, it's now less than 35 points, but that does not matter. Once it hits 35 in the second half, the clock keeps moving.
Hey, I don't think CV should drop very far in the rankings because they lost to this kind of a team. I think we need to get McDevitt way up near the top.
Absolutely.
I think CV's a pretty good football team.
They're not a top 10 team in the state. CV's in a 4-3 alignment now with a cover 2 shell on the outside.
How about that little Dawson? He is one tough little cuss. Defense and offense. He's actually running fullback. Mike Dawson's a senior. 2:20 to go for Bishop McDevitt, 35-8. Bishop McDevitt.
Third down about 2 or 3. If they can get the first down here, they're going to run out the clock with only 2 minutes remaining.
Stone taking his time, letting that clock drain. This is McCoy, and he breaks into secondary. Fresh legs. He's down to the 27-yard line.
Once again, a tackler's there, and McCoy used to be Pitt, now it's McCoy with the backup, makes a man miss by great feet, great athleticism. McDevitt has an awful lot of that.
A lot to be said about the fact that McDevitt plays quad A football and they're actually double A enrollment. But it's also fair to say, too, is when you're a Catholic school in this kind of an area where there's a lot of good talent, it's going to attract some of those players.
Oh, no doubt about it. When you have a successful program, kids want to come. Look at Trinity girls basketball. Look at the basketball teams